What's up, you all? I had to get my Dutch Brothers coffee today. Baby, I had to get my little Dutch Brothers. I hope y'all are doing well. Mm, mm. Ooh, Dutch Brothers be doing it. Damn. Mm, mm. Damn, Dutch Brothers be doing it. This coffee is good. My God, today. Come on, Dutch Brothers. So anyway, y'all. Mm, mm. It's good. Ooh, this Dutch Brothers is everything. So y'all, what's the fallout now? I didn't happen to hear Kimmy, and it seemed like just Kimmy didn't like trademark fortune and what trademark had to say. But let me say this: nobody can shade me, boo. See, I don't have to fight back and do all of that stuff because I just wanted the tea. I wanted him to talk. And at the end of the day, baby, I don't need to try to fight with people. I'm getting paid. For the mere fact that man clicked on my link, that man don't hit links. That man does not hit links. So for the mere fact that trademark hit my link, I was good with it. Mm. So nobody really can shade me. And at my age, I don't give a damn. It's about the coins. Leave the money on the dresser. That's all. Leave the money on the dresser. Um, but Kimmy really came at trademark fortune really hard when it came to, he takes the bus and all of this. And I'm like, okay, maybe they got something personally going on. But I really didn't come after trademark. Really, none of them, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. What he and Brian did, they grown people. But Brian put it out. Both were like, well, damn. And trademark came and told his side of the story. And see, that's the thing. There's always another side to the story. The man told his side of the story. And so it is what it is, whether you like him or not. And with the Rico, and so, hey, maybe it is what it is. So, yeah, let me see what y'all said. Thank you, babe. I want to say hey to everybody. Catherine, yes. Miss Regina, Tony Temple, Miss Vegas. Oh, Lord. Yes. Hey, everybody. Catherine. Who is this? Mandon. What is that? Baby, I can't see Mandan, I think. Girl, take it to my head, not my heart. Chaos. I think that's what it say. Lord Jesus. Miss somebody. Hey. Hi, Miss BB. Is that your name, Miss BB? Hey. So anyway, Kim became a trademark fortune, and um, now they getting off on the captivating Christian thing. With the Rico situation, again, nobody is a winner. Ness did that to clearly get back at those people she has an issue with. Rico, you got used. You got used. Um, Not realizing that when you try to hold somebody in the ditch, you got to stay down there with them. So as much as you're trying to make ODS look bad, you look bad because what was your reasoning for going down to Virginia in the first place? See, that right there is not good. Y'all, you ain't take no bath. First of all, Rico, when you don't have money and when you don't have resources and when you don't use emotional intelligence, you really limit your options. I mean, ain't nobody gonna be having me sneaking to take no bath. I mean, you was sneaking to take a bath. The man had no place to put you up. You didn't have no place to put you up. Pretty much, you were begging somebody to come and get you because you was way out somewhere you ain't know where to go. I mean, ODS did come out. Now, let me say this. Let me say this. ODS at least came and got you. He came and got you. For whatever reason he got you, he got you. Okay? Now, ODS paid a price for getting you. And y'all grown people. Y'all did some things. Baby, according to you, it was 15 minutes. It was, hey, how you doing? You okay? Oh, you okay? What happened? Oh, let me see your stuff. And then right after let me see your stuff, let me get a taste of your stuff. And then, girl, y'all couldn't get no extended stay. Y'all couldn't get no motel sticks. Y'all couldn't get no red root beer. Y'all, child, according to you, in some apartment. And then he was licking your nipples. Child, I'm like, ma'am. I'm like, it don't make nobody look good. It don't make nobody look good. It don't make nobody look good. But this is what I don't get with Rico. Rico, whatever reason why that man came and got you, you would have been in hell of hot water. You didn't know where you were. The man that you came to see ditched you. Y'all were getting along, and you were at the mercy of who came and got you. And see, this is why you ain't a boss. This is why you ain't a bad beat. Because a boss would have called the Uber. A boss would have said, hey, I need somebody to take me XYZ. A boss wouldn't have to let somebody he say he ain't attracted to suck his stuff to get an old nasty piece of cheddar biscuit and go down there to the bus station. Okay? Now, ODS, it don't make you look good because the boy, it ain't about no status or nothing. It's that this hoe didn't even take no bath. This hoe ain't even, girl, it's that, oh, it's a mess. Mm-mm. It's just a mess. So, Rico, you don't look good because you got to tell the people why you went down there in the first place. You went down there because you was trying to get a hookup. The man didn't even have a place to put you. Y'all sneaking, and is it me? Y'all always climbing through somebody's damn window. If you ain't climbing through the window of that damn apartment, then your piece of trade is climbing through his grandmama window to get a shower. To get a shower. Girl. And I'm like, and you think that look good? So anyway, we done heard that story again. It's done. It's just a mess. And Rico, it's always seeming like men are coming to your rescue. ODS done came to your rescue. He done paid for it. King Roman done came to your rescue. He done paid for it. Because, I mean, it's Mr. Raymond done came to your rescue. I mean, it's like somebody always come to your rescue. When are you going to be able to rescue yourself? Let me drink some coffee. And again, let me say this. Now I know folk coming down on ODS, and that was I don't think was the wisest choice because you knew it was Rico, you knew it was gonna be out. I don't think it was a wise choice, but I will say ODS had a car. ODS had a car. ODS came and got you, and maybe ODS say, I ain't paying for no room. I mean, Rico, let me say this, baby. I wish somebody would say, let's do something in the car. Hell to the no. Now, I'm gonna say this: everybody don't do everything, and I know a lot of people got mad at that. Y'all, I don't take that shit seriously because number one, this man don't know me. Trademark Fortune, he don't know me. I don't know him. You know, you see where I'm going with this? He don't know me. I don't know him, you know, and he don't know my personal life, and I don't know his personal. But what I am gonna say is, baby, me and my friends had a rule. We don't do CPR. Cars, parks, and restrooms. Okay, we don't do CPR. Cars, parks, and restrooms. Now, when I lived in Chicago, I had a friend. He did a car and a park. The car was actually in the park, and baby, I almost took his car. The only thing that saved him is he didn't go to the restroom. But baby, we don't do no CPR. No CPR. Now, let me tell you what. First of all, if you can't afford no room, then you don't need to be hunching. Okay? I know I ain't gonna be outside. All that Zika and stuff, all of that Zika and stuff, and all of this West Nile virus, and you hunching, and then the next minute you can't wake up because nasty piece of mosquito with Zika done hit you. No ma'am, no ma'am. Mm-mm. No sir. Bugs be biting and stuff. Hell to the no. Hell no. Now, if that's your ministry, baby, you do your ministry. I ain't knocking nobody. But you do your ministry. And then another thing, gay men go to jail for that shit. You can't even pee no more. You better not pee because the next thing you know, you'll be registering somewhere. Come on, somebody, talk to me like hunching in a car. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Car all stank. You got juice all everywhere, and you forget to wipe it, and it's dried up all on your seat. No, ma'am, not on these leather seats. The devil is a liar. Huh? Now, I let Trademark say what he wanted to say because, baby, I was letting that man speak freely, and baby, I can take the shade. Baby, I can take the shade. I sure can because I was just really concerned with the story. But he said everybody. I'm like, no, not everybody. And if I did do it, I ain't telling none of y'all hoes. Anyway, so that was some deep shit. So who do y'all believe? Trademark, Fortune, or Brian? Now, it was brought to my attention that Brian said that Trademark Fortune was trying to get to him, sent him a picture or a video of him thrusting his seed, his offspring, on the flow. On the flow. Now, Trademark said that Brian was a whole thirst trap. And I ain't trying to throw ODS under the bus, but it was given very much ODS. This ain't about sex or nothing. But then he started asking about Rico. And then he started giving, hints of, what that thing do. And so Trademark Fortune said he showed him what that thing did. And folk got real excited. Real excitable and shit. And then the next thing, he sent it. And my thing is this, Brown, why you wait so long? If you were so appalled by it, if you were so, disgusted by it, why didn't you tell us early? Okay. Right. Right. Mm. There's a lot of stuff going on. Child. Now, let me talk about that Nika thing. Let me tell you something. I could be halfway dead. We having that band competition. Huh? Baby! I could be doing surgery tomorrow. We doing that banner competition. Because first of all, ain't no refund. And y'all know I'm a man of my word. But first of all, it's too much money to be giving refunds, number one. That's number one. It's too much money to be giving refunds. And number two, I likes my money. And we gonna do this. Okay, we gonna do this. If 3 people show up for that banner competition, baby, and if that banner competition ain't up in 3 minutes, Baby, I'm gonna give y'all the best 3 minutes that I can possibly give you. So, baby, I'm doing that band competition. Baby, I can have diarrhea. Honey, I'll just go intermittently and you'll see me when everything is okay, and then I'll come on. Okay, but we gonna do that band competition. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I like coin too much. I like coin too much. And like I said, now some things I could not help, but this right here, we gonna have that banner competition. Okay? If Uncle Carl gets sick, I'll beatbox that. Baby, I'll beatbox. Okay, I'll beatbox that whole bitch up. Who? You think I won't? Okay? Mm-mm. Baby, I'll be my own DJ. Here. Mm. I don't got nothing against no Nika. And I'm not blaming Nika, but y'all know what these people give. Baby, if I said I had a hang there already, it'd be all out in the street. Baby, it's a lot going on tonight. It's a lot going on tonight. This Rico thing, but this Brian thing, because Trademark Fortune pretty much said Brian is a whole thirst trap. And he said that he went after the thirst traps because he knew Brian was a thirst trap. And then Brian was going to come meet the man. Child, it was a mess. This is a mess, though. Oh, my God. It's just so much going on. And Trademark Fortune says, but don't he sound like Malik? He sounds just like Malik. I ain't going to lie. Talked about the man lists and all of that. I'm like, oh, Jesus. But anyway, hey, it is what it is. Can I say something? I'm not saying Nika is right or wrong. Nika got to do what's right for Nika. I'm just saying, me, baby, I would be on. Baby, I would be doing that banner competition from the hospital room. Okay, baby, y'all see all the drips and everything. Baby, you better slow that damn car down. Somebody tires just squealed because they about to hit me in the back. Baby, you better watch this pattern, this traffic pattern. Not the traffic pattern, but the traffic pattern. Well, let me say this. You do what you need to do for me. You what you do with yourself. I'm just telling you about me. Baby, we'll be in the hospital room and doing what we got to do. All money ain't good money, but it ain't yours. And if it's yours, then that's another thing. But if it's mine, it's mine. And my money is good because I got good things to do with my good money. I'm just saying. Hell or high water. Thank you. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no river wide enough to keep me away from my prize money. Ain't no mountain high enough. Mm-mm. So me and that doctor and that nurse will be right over there. I'll be, hey, doctor, which one you like? Miss Nurse, Niece Nurse, which one of these you like? You like that? Okay, then. We'll be right on there together. We'll be right on there together. How about that? Huh? Baby, we'll be right on there together, Michelle's daughter. Treasure. Treasure, honey, these girls are cutting up. Treasure, baby, I'm sure you heard the Rico thing again. But Treasure, baby, that Brian thing popped off. Trademark Fortune said Brian is a whole thirst trap. Uh, Child. And he said that Brian was the one trying to get with him and making ways to come to Baltimore. Baby, you know Brian like them dangerous men, like that Billy. Ooh, Brian and that Billy. Child, he like old nasty killer, honey. They said Billy got real interested when Brian started talking about that insurance money. Baby, then we found out Billy had a little a self defense situation. My God, today, honey, Brian, you really know how to pick 'em, hoe. Mm, 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 mm. Treasure, honey, a whole thirst trap. honey. And this is the thing, that people is first. People is first. People talking about I'm a top. Now hell, you a first hoe. Cause Dick shouldn't get you excited like that. If Dick ain't your judge, it shouldn't be getting you excited like that. You was more excited than Dimples, honey. Okay, you was more excited than Dimples over there when that man said that thing. Baby, he was ready to catch that Chinese bus round down there at the Baltimore. Baby, I holler. I holler. You know, you thought the man would have sent you some cheeks or something, and he would have been clapping his cheeks or something. No, he sent you a peen pic, and you went over the moon. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Mm-mm. Let me stop. It's a whole hot mess. Hot holes in here. Oh, my Jesus. Anyway, honey, trademark and told it all. Man, because trademark said, they ain't going to tell my business. And let me say this. That man don't have to prove none of y'all. You know, Kim, I love you down these, but that man don't have to tell you nothing. Just like I don't have to tell nobody nothing either. Nobody don't have to tell you nothing. You ask the right questions, you might get the right answers. And you don't push people because you want people to come back again. Telling all of YouTube camera business. Because you may want to hit that again. You may want to check that library book out again. But now you telling everybody about the book, and now the book all checked out, and you can't get the book no more because it's checked out. y'all ignorant. Well, who is this guy? Put a name on it. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? We know Brian grown. Everybody grown. But if you put it up on here, we're going to talk about it. Now, Brian brought up that man. That man ain't say nothing to Brian. Now, that man been in the chat. And see, I thought that's what it was. I thought that, because I noticed that Trademark was being a little shady with Brian. So I didn't know, you know, who was doing what. And then Trademark told me what was going on. I wasn't being messy. I had observed that you was being a little shady towards Brian. And I didn't know what it was about. You click that link. And baby, I ain't never, as long as I've been in the YouTube, ever seen Trademark click anybody's link. Now, if he did, I wasn't privy to anybody's link. And he clicked that link and he spilled some tea. When I spilled, he spilled tea. And he said somebody was a whole thirst trap. A whole thirst trap. And then, okay, he started talking about King Roman. And you know I was going to be a little shady, which I was. But now, again, I let that man talk and say what he wanted to say. So King Roman called the man Dusty. He called that man Dusty. No. I was here for it. I don't know about y'all, but I was here for it. All of it. All of it. This is the carrying on I'm talking about. This is the kind of carrying on I like. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't care how you feel. I'm not here to, and let me say this again. I know these people grown. I know these people are grown. I'm quite aware of that. But baby, we got an entertainment channel to run. Like I told y'all earlier, I don't know y'all, none of y'all personally. I don't pay not one air bill at your house. Okay? I don't know your dad and them. I don't know your cousin, none of them. All I care about is this good? Is this juicy? Will it sell? That's all I care about. Trademark Fortune came up, he told his story. Everybody has a chance to tell their story.
Everybody has a chance to rebut their story. I don't know why people be getting mad at me because I let people tell their story. Now, I mean, you ain't gonna control my platform. Now, if you tell your story, you tell your story. Now, does everybody come up and tell their story? Hell no. Some people got their own platform and they'll go on their own platform and tell their story. And you are more than welcome to do that. And I'll go over there and listen to your story too. You know, you don't have to always come up here. I'm just saying. But what y'all not gonna do is tell me who I can have and who I cannot have on. Like I said, it is what it is. Ooh, but I got my whole life. I don't know about y'all, but baby, I got my whole life. Mm. So y'all, today, um, me and better half went to the mall. Sit, 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 sit. That's a good girl. Sit, sit. So me and the other half went to the mall today, and we have a tradition where um, we don't believe in returning stuff. So I told him what I wanted. He told me what he wanted. Baby, I got him this beautiful belt. He wanted this beautiful, beautiful belt. I got him that. And then I saw something at Zara's. He got me. And then he got me that new cologne. Who is that cologne by? Um, it's not Gucci. I think it's oh God, I gotta think. I got it, but I told him I don't want it until Christmas. So but we got our Christmas gifts, and so we know exactly what we got each other. So it ain't no returning and none of that. He liked his gift, I like mine. So the only person that I got to get a gift for is his mom, and so that's how we did it. Come on, good girl. Come here, baby. Come on. Okay, go, 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 go. So that's how we did it. So this is our shopping day, and so we went, and I love the belt that he got, and so this Christmas. I got him a nice belt, really, really nice belt. And then I got him a messenger bag, and yeah, and then I got him something else. So we did a good thing, and it's all good. So that's why I was out because we were busy getting our gifts for each other. hmm Hey, Pastor Francis. See, that's the problem. Brian does like to tell it. But and I don't know why he thought he was gonna tell it, and then like Trademark Fortune was gonna tell it. And see, that's the thing. If you tell it, then somebody else can rebut. You can't get mad at people doing a rebuttal. So according to Trademark Fortune, Brian, he said you was thirsty. Now Trademark said I hit up Brian. He said when he was funny, that was a little shade. Brian is still funny, but he hit up Brian and said, "Hey man, that was funny." And then all of a sudden, Brian and Trademark had a little conversation. Now, Trademark said, Brian said that this ain't about sex or nothing. I just want to be friends. Ain't that how I always thought? And then the next thing you know, he asked about the Rico situation. And he just kept on inquiring. And then Trademark did something, and Brian saw it and commented on what he saw. And then Trademark sent him over nerves the piece of picture. And this is the thing. Brian, you sat on that picture, no pun intended. But boo, you sat on that for a long time. You ain't say nothing. And my thing is, if you were so offended by it, yeah, you should have said something. Mm-mm. But you didn't say nothing. You didn't say not a word. You kept that picture, didn't you? And then you told it. hmm And Trademark said, You damn right. See, it ain't no shame to trademarks game. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. So it was very interesting what was going on. Who is shake my head? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this person right here? Is this somebody under a new name? Baby, is this somebody under a new name? I'm getting ready to come on camera and I'm gonna drop the link in a few minutes. But is this somebody with a new name? I mean, identify yourself. If you got a new name or something, because I don't know who you are. Okay, well, I'm trying to figure out who you are though. So whether the chat is lagging or speeding, who are you? Who is me? Okay, I don't know who you are. Oh shoot, let me get these groceries out the car, baby. I don't. So I don't know who is me. Could you please clarify who me is? Because I don't know who me is. So anything else happened, you all? I heard now. Now let me get on to lemon stuff. Okay. I don't know who you are. So they said that Lemon is taking stuff off now. They are really trying to block Lemon for his financial blessing. I mean, they saying that Lemon can't even have post up. They say he taking his post down. They say the girls got him scared, and this is the thing. They say Lemon is doing 12-hour lives and taking them down. So they really messing with his money. Wow. So I hope everything is okay. They say they messing with Lemon's money. They say they really coming after that man. Anything else that's happening besides this, baby? The blood thing was enough for me though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, oh my God, big baby. He deleted both of his lives from last night. So, Catherine, why do you think he deleted his lives? Do you think that people are striking him? They said he done got restrictions and all of this stuff. And why do you think that they doing that? And why do you think that it's a problem? Is he not following YouTube community guidelines? And I'm just asking because I don't know. ZX was talking about the live that Lolo did earlier. Well, child, what did Lolo do? Baby, I ain't watching all these people. I'm serious. I got a lots to do. So, baby, I don't know what's going on. I just thank God that some of the excitement can come over here sometimes. Girl, like that trademark fortune. Trademark was a blessing this morning. Okay, he stopped by the old nasty piece of congregation to give us a little testimony service. Now I'm gonna show y'all the belt color that I purchased because the place that we went to, they customized the belt. So they'll cut it, and then they'll cut the belt, and then they'll make it the length that it needs to be. Now I'm gonna tell you what, he's afraid they're going to flag him. People get on his panel and say inappropriate things. Okay. Well, that's why if you start acting crazy with me, then you're gonna have to get paid up. Hey, Pastor Pizarro hit Lemon link Dragon ZX daughter using trigger words. That's why Lemon deleted his live. Do you have two lives running? I got a vertical running. Yeah, baby, I got a vertical running and I got a regular one running. Lolo was stating that she needed 4,500 to cremate her mom in case her mom passed away. Well, is her mama passed away yet? Oh, Jesus. Baby, let me tell you something. I'm trying to stay out these people's business. You hear me? I'm trying to stay out people's business. I'm trying to stay out of folk. Y'all hear me? I'm trying to stay out of people's business. It's hard sometimes. It's a lot that I can say, but let me say this, y'all. I don't know people's circumstances. I don't know their living conditions. I'm not in their pocketbook. Um, I really don't know, y'all. But that's too much. That's mm. That's y'all. I don't know what to say on that. I don't know what to say about that. Well, they say she gonna pay the people back the money, and and I think, but let me say this: Nika's health is paramount. Um, but the people gonna have something to say, and I don't know why people be getting mad because folk gonna have something to say. I mean, they gonna have something to say, and that's it, y'all. If y'all don't think people ain't gonna say nothing, then y'all need to get up out the sector because y'all know what this sector gives. If you done been over here more than 6 months, girl, 6 months, you know what it gives. Let me say this: some things you need to go talk to your pastor about. Okay, you need to go talk to the Neptune Society. And if you think now, this is me personally now, because I don't know that lady personally, but don't they have like payment plans and stuff? Girl, I mean, can't she talk to Jonathan at Colonial Penn or something? Girl, can't Jonathan at Colonial Penn help her? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know because I can't speak to that because I know that my parents have insurance. So that's all I know. That's all I know. But I'm gonna tell you what, the last place I'll be on here, girl, like I said, y'all, I'm gonna leave it in the Lord's hands. I don't know Lolo. I don't know her mama. I don't know her situation. If that's the case, then can't y'all like pay $100 a month? You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know, y'all. I'm just at a loss. Hey, lovely love, I'm at a loss. Hey, Kimmy, let me say this. Kimmy, Kimmy, come here, my beloved. Kimmy, I'm here for my coin. That man did not shade me. If he did, I'm here for it. Baby, I'm here for all the shade. I just wanted the information, girl. Girl, Kimmy, why you got a problem with that man? Kimmy, why you got a problem with that man? Because Kimmy, can I say this? Kimmy, now you say that man is dusty, but I truly believe that somebody wanted to see some stuff. Now, Kimmy, I think somebody wanted to see some things. So, I'm trying to be equal opportunity. Now, I did hear that man taking a bus, and some people got limited funds. Girl, I did hear that. I heard it. I did. I heard it. But, Kimmy, baby, I don't care about that. Baby, I'm gonna let these girls shade me as much as they want. It's all good because at the end of the day, I ain't sending XYZ and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't worried about it, Kimmy. As long as I can get the story, girl, I'm good. And I was a little messy too, baby. I was messy too. Okay? But baby, we had a show to run, Kimmy. We have a show to run. And he was trying to mention something, baby. You see how I acted, Kimmy? I kept right on going. Because, baby, you can't shade me. Because, baby, it is what it is. Kimmy? You call that man skeet me, Lord Jesus. Well, baby, it was a lot of things going on, Kimmy. But, baby, Kimmy, no, this is what I'm saying, though. Now, I am going to say this. People always say stuff, and this is the thing, Kimmy. Brian said that, and whether that Brian asked that man for a picture or not, Brian kept that picture, and he ain't say nothing. He ain't reported to the authorities or nothing. You weren't trying to shade me. Okay, well look, even if you were, baby, I'm good, baby. The show was good. Wait a minute, Jesus. Wait a minute. The show was good. Baby, I ain't mad at nobody. Do you see me mad? Trademark Fortune. Do you see me mad? I ain't mad, Trademark. You come over here anytime and talk about things. I ain't mad at nobody. Well, people felt that you was trying to shade me, but you know, hey, baby, I ain't mad. I'm here to make a point. Hold on. I don't know what you come to do. I don't know what you come to do. You and you and you and you. You and you and you and you. I come to make my coin, my coin. I come to make my coin, my coin. I come to get a cash app. I come to get a cash app. Baby, that's what I came to do. I don't know what you come to do. See, some of y'all come to be emotional. Some of y'all come because y'all need some friends. Some people come for validation. Honey, I come for money. That's it, money. What you come for, Jay? Money. What you call this? A show? Do you get mad at people? No. Why? Because it's a show. But see, I wanted the man to talk to me because, again, he's put some light on some things. And see, Kimmy, it takes two to tangle. See, now you were coming at Trademark, baby. You was coming at him. You was not. Amen. That's how you want to do it. That's how you want to do it. But there are two sides to every story. Really, three: his side, her side, and what really happened somewhere between. And so my thing is, yeah. So yeah. Lovely love, you went to a fake church. Is it in San Antonio? Because girl, I don't have no church. I'm a chaplain. Chaplains don't have church. They just do jobs for hospitals and stuff. So which church you talking these? Because if you're referring to me, I know you messed up because this is not a church over here. This is a show. I'm just saying. But baby, I was good with the whole thing. It just goes to show you it takes two. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. I'm gonna rock right now. I'm a bass and I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to run the microphone. Come on. It takes two to make it, baby. It takes two. Honey, it takes two. There has to be a protagonist and an antagonist. Honey, it has to be a negative and a positive. Okay? It has to be an off and it has to be an on. Oh, it takes two. It takes two. That's all I'm saying. And I ain't saying that Trademark is no angel. But baby, somebody had to receive them pictures. And baby, somebody received that picture. And I'm telling you. But I want to ask Trademark, where did it go left, Trademark? Why did you and Brian fall out? Because I didn't get to ask that question. But Trademark, why did you and Brian actually fall out? What was the catalyst where you all stopped talking? I mean, was he trying to talk to you? Was you not giving him what he want? So how did y'all become adversaries, if you will? Because it seems like y'all was talking and y'all was in good spirits at once, and then something went left. Something happened along the way. What happened along the way, Trademark? What happened along the way? Because something happened along the way. Oh, I wants to know. Trademark, if you in here, I want to know what happened. Because we never found out why y'all fell out. We never found out why y'all are not cool with each other. So Trademark, could you tell me why?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, what's good?
hold on for a minute, Trademark. Hold on. Trademark, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you now. I had to go in and out because you were a little low, but now I can hear you. So, Trademark, why did you and Brian fall out? What was the fallout that you and Brian stopped talking? Because obviously you all were talking at some point and then something happened and something went left that you all did not talk. So, what happened?
No. Like I haven't talked to Brian in 5 years. Like from the time he said that he wasn't coming to be more and he was trying to cash at me some money, and I was like, no, you ain't gotta cash at me nothing because I ain't never took off and I hung up. So from that day we never spoke again. But I still was like, listening to him and I still was subscribed to him and everything. But to be honest, how it started, it was you.
Well,
You
how did I start it? I'm
uh,
being real.
Oh, I'm ready to tell you. The
Okay.
time that day that we was in on this road chat, and that same day that someone porn bombed on this road using my picture.
Oh, okay. I
And
remember
I
that.
remember y'all was talking about the whole hospital thing, and he said he went out there and fell out. And I remember, you know how y'all be saying, put a one in the chat if you believe it, put a two in the chat if you don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I put a two in the chat, whereas though I was more believing what you said or what the other people were saying and not him. He got mad. And then he
Mm.
immediately said, "Oh, Trademark, you phony as shit, blah, 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 blah."
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, why he coming at me like that?
Mm-hmm.
It was
Mm-hmm.
only because I didn't agree with him and I agree with you. So the fuck what?
So that could do it, Trademark. That
But
could
I'm
do it.
saying, but that's simple shit, and I ignored it. And then once you saw him doing that, every time he would come in, I would be in your chat and say something, you would highlight my shit, and he'd start fussing at me and shit. And and I would never ever say anything. I wouldn't respond back to him and shit. I would just listen to him and like, fuck that nigga. He ill.
Mm-hmm.
You see what
Somebody
I'm saying?
said you look like him. You favor him. They
No,
do
it
look
look
alike.
check it. No, but I look better than him.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because you can always favor someone because I remember when I asked Brian, I said, Brian, well, I never seen how you look. Send me a picture of you. And he kept sending me these like incognito pictures and shit, whereas though you can see half his face, a little bit of his nose. And I even told him, I said, damn, just by this little picture, you look like you could be family.
Oh,
You see what I'm
mm.
saying? But
Yeah,
just
y'all do kind of look alike. Y'all do favor.
but you can always have an uglier cousin and y'all still kind of favor and shit,
Oh Lord. Okay.
You see what I'm
Oh
saying? Or
Jesus.
whatever. Whereas though on the for real, I mean, I don't look like he got a big pie face. I don't
Okay.
have a big face.
Okay. Not a pie
It,
face.
but
Jesus.
but anyway, to back to
Yeah,
what you
well, I got a question. How do you feel about Kimmy? Kimmy came on, and she had a lot to say.
I'm going to say I don't listen to her. She's a fag hag to me. I don't listen to her. I don't really know who she is. I only know of her. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying? So anything she said about me, I don't give a fuck because she don't know me.
mm-hmm,
You see what I'm saying? It's for real. She was trying to be fucking smart,
mm,
asking me why am I putting myself in high risk situations. How the fuck you gonna say I'm putting myself in high risk situations when I never mentioned anything? What the fuck are you talking about? But even though I know where she was going at with it, because she was like pretty much saying why I'm hanging around Rico or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And like just because I said I hung around the motherfucking shit, then you gonna try to say some old slick, uneducated shit why you're hanging around people and putting yourself in those situations? Fuck you. Why you put yourself in motherfucking situations? And I ain't never said I put myself in the situation. There again, starting a motherfucking narrative on your own. And I know that's what the beef detective do. So go, like I told you, I always hear how Rick Lee always say you gotta feed the streets sometime.
Yeah,
I've
but
been
see, and
around it.
people don't know. Let me say this, I never heard you mention anything about this. It was Brian who put
Right.
this out about Trademark sending him, was it a video or a picture?
No, but put it like this. I'm old, and this how sure I am. Now, I'm almost sure I sent him a picture.
Okay.
I'm almost sure. Now, if I sent him a video on the for real, I don't remember. But if I did, so the fuck what? He enjoyed it. Because if I did send him the video after the picture, it's because he was fucking admiring my wood. He told me it's nice, it's big. You up in there with the big Diggling gang with Jaden Nerd and Rico. That's what he says to me.
Mhm.
And then he talking about I'm skiing on the floor. That's some other shit like where. So I say in real life, nobody wouldn't say nothing about that. Motherfuckers always they stand up, they jerk off, and they put their hand out and catch the shit, or they put a towel on the floor, catch that shit, and put it in a motherfucking hamster. That's how it works. That's how it go. So really, I ain't paying him no attention on that. To me, that's not even a good read. That ain't that.
And Trish, he may have done it, but this is the thing. If he was so offended by it, so Trademark, why I have you on here? So did he say, hey man, I'm offended by that? Why did you send me that picture?
No, his exact mother. I told you what he said. When I sent it to him and when he responded back, he said, wow, damn, you got a nice piece. That's what he said. And then after that, he said, oh, I can't send you one back right now or something to that nature. And I said, oh no, yo, you good. You good. You ain't gotta send me nothing back. I was only sending to you. You keep saying that he's a thirst trap. He wasn't a thirst trap. He was the thirsty one.
Oh, he was
He
the thirsty one.
he was the one looking at my pictures when I'm dancing in my motherfucking underwears and Wody jumping all around. And he the one made a comment about it, and he was sharing my video and all that. And that's the only reason why I blessed him with that picture.
So Brian said, I have the thread passer. Okay. Well,
I
Trademark is
don't.
saying something totally different. So,
But and like and now here's the hit though. Like if you bring Brian up here, I'm gone because I'm not with all that fussing shit. If you
I
want him to
got you.
come
No,
up.
we ain't fussing. We ain't fussing
So,
tonight. No,
but
we're not.
and like I said, whatever. Check this out. So he still got this thread in my picture from 5 years ago. This happened when I
Mhm.
was 49 years old. I'm 55 now.
Oh, we the same age.
Yeah,
Okay.
we the same man. I remember you used to throw shade at me when you did my little video talking about how old is Trademark? What he about 50, 60 years old? I think he about 60. And I was like, boy, he a goddamn trip. No, goddamn well, like that motherfucking know. But it's all good. Like I put it like the same way I accept your shady shit. Whereas though I can accept things from other people, shit like that don't
I
bother me.
got a question for Brian. Brian, why did you feel that it was necessary to put this out if Trademark didn't put it out? It seems like you had a score to settle or you were vindictive. And
Yes,
why
that's
would you do that? Because then it kind of validates what Honest Row has been saying. I'm just saying, why did you put? Oh,
and,
because you wanted to. See, exactly. So it just validates what people have said, but it doesn't make you look good because if if Trademark offended you, you would have said, "Well, I don't believe you sent me this picture," or da da da. But he said that you thought it was great, and I'm like,
and,
okay.
and like I told you earlier today, when when I first heard him on Shish Trish, and he was saying the first thing he said was, "Do y'all know Trademark Fortune?"
Mm.
And then Shish Trish, he said, "Yeah." The dude said no, but let me tell y'all a little something about. He sent me a picture of him. Yeah, he was trying to meet me, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?" He sitting up there telling the goddamn lie. But I'm just saying on the for real, that's what he do. And like I said, he was only mad with me because I didn't believe none of that shit about the whole hospital shit. And he went out there and fell out, and then he came back in. You know what? I remember what I thought because this what I was saying and shit. I thought that The only
Well,
reason
Trademark has come on camera, Brian. We've seen him on camera many times, but I guess you're trying to
every
say come on camera. I mean, are you trying to imply something? Are you trying to say that Trademark isn't attractive or he's not what he used to be? What are you trying to say? Why would he need to come on
So,
camera?
Brian, I was so.
LOL, since he looks better than me. Oh, okay.
Oh wow,
but here,
y'all look very similar, and I notice. You know, we're all
you
grown. You
no,
both look similar, and you
we
both.
do.
Now,
We do.
hold on, let me finish, sir. Because don't
Go
beat
ahead.
me up. Don't beat me up. Thank you.
I'm not.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I
Okay,
like you.
well, I like you too. Okay,
Right.
Trademark, smash it. Now, here's the thing. You claim to have a big peen. Brian claims to have a big peen. Y'all both look alike. How does that work?
Well, here you go. Like far as the whole lookalike, I look better than Brian. I know that I look better than Brian. That's straight going. But I do see the resemblance. I even told him, I said,
you do.
Hold on,
Yeah.
let's finish.
yeah,
Let's
that's what I'm
finish.
saying. Like, I don't look at that as being like shade or nothing like that because I told Brian that. I was like, Brian, it seemed like you could be my cousin or something.
Mm.
And
I
then
promise you. I thought the same thing.
that's what I said. But I mean, as far as for me, he would be like you know how motherfuckers when there's a whole bunch of brothers, and then you got the real cute brother, then the brother not that cute. When you look at that brother, you look at him like they should have left him in the oven a little while longer.
Mm. Trademark. Now, you did say that when you first started talking to Brian, it was he said that I'm not trying to be on no sex, nothing or anything like that.
That was
And
one
then,
that was one of the very first things he said to me. As a matter of fact, the very first thing, but I never forget when I called him, and you know how he got all those I's in his name, whereas though it would sound more like his name is Brian.
mhm.
I never forget when he answered the phone. I said, "What's up, Brian?" And he immediately was like, "This is not YouTube." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, in my mind, like, what the fuck you getting so hostile? Because I said, Brian,
Wait a
that's
minute,
all
he
the
was
fuck
already hostile before y'all even started?
before, and that was the first red flag. See, I get red flags and I put them in my back pocket.
Mm.
Because you can already see I'm a type of motherfucker. I don't say shit. I just put the shit in my back pocket and save it for a rainy day.
Mm.
And
Okay,
then as
so
Hold on. No, Tris, let him finish. Go ahead. I'll let you go. Go ahead,
no,
Trademark.
but no, and then when he said that, and that's the first thing I said he kind of weird. And then that's when I said, well, long as we keep talking, and then he immediately said after that, I'm not trying to have sex. And I was like, I ain't trying to have sex. And that's what I told him. I don't even know what the fuck you look like.
Mm.
And then
So,
go ahead.
go ahead.
He never sent the picture. Like, that's one thing about me. I ain't got no shame in the way I look. I like the way I look. If you go on my community wall, there's motherfucking, I put a brand new picture of me up every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every motherfucking day. And see, that's why I'm saying, then that girl came talking about I'm dusty.
Brian said he never had my number.
Brian said I never had his number.
LOL, I have the thread. So
who gives a fuck? I don't care if you got the thread, nigga. If you got the thread, show the motherfucking thread. Your thread ain't gonna say shit.
He said y'all never talked on the phone.
He a motherfucking, that's why I'm saying he's so goofy that he just sitting up here motherfucking lying.
So
you can't talk on the motherfucking phone.
Because
check this out.
Go ahead.
How did I know when he wasn't coming? He called my motherfucking phone, but I had a different phone number then. He called my motherfucking phone to say, "Hey, look, hey, I don't think I'm gonna make it down there." He said, "What's your cash app?" I said, "What you want my cash app for?" He said, "Because I know you took off. You said you was gonna take off like 2 days, and I want to like give you a little something." And I said, "Man, ain't nobody take off." I said, "Ain't nobody take off and just hung the fucking phone up." He's sitting up there telling the goddamn lie. He weird as shit on the for real, Jay Wilson. He weird as fucking shit for sitting up there saying we never talked on the motherfucking phone.
So before we get any further, Jay.
Yes, ma'am.
I was trying to answer a question that you asked minutes ago. That's why.
Okay.
So let me get to it. The reason why he brought this up was because of Rico doing an interview on Nessa's panel. That's what he told me this morning. So Rico was supposed to have dealings with Trademark. Something happened that triggered Brian to hit my link to you drop this T. So there you have it. It was Rico. So
no, it wasn't. No, hold on. Let me check you. Let me check you on this. It ain't had nothing to do with that because I heard him say. Now this is what I heard him say. Now when Rico did the interview with Ness, he didn't even mention my motherfucking name. I wasn't even brought up in the conversation. The whole conversation between Ness and Rico was about ODS. What triggered him is when I say he an idiot. Jay Wilson put the motherfucking thing and pinned it. I said, you know what, Jay Wilson, you being messy as shit. I'm saying my mind knowing goddamn well he can ready to cuss me the fuck out. That's what triggered him, Trish. That's what triggered him because Rico and Ness didn't even talk about me. Ain't say a motherfucking thing about me.
I know. I saw that it was only
So
about.
hold on for a minute. I do have a question. Hold on. I got a question because I got a question. So you said that it became sexual after he asked about what you and Rico did, and you did not oblige him on that, but then you said it started getting sexual in nature. Am I correct about that? I want to make sure I'm not putting words in your mouth.
Right. No, I did not say that. What I said was when I'm gonna do it real fast and shit. What he said was when I first called him, he said the shit about the Brian. He said I ain't trying to have sex, and I said, man, I ain't trying to have sex. If you come down here, I'll show you a good time. And then as we started talking, that's when he said, "So, don't you know Rico?" I said, "Yeah, Rico lived like in DC." He said, I wouldn't mind meeting him too. I said, damn, I'll call Rico up and ask him when he come down here. You know, I called Rico up and all that type shit. And then he said, what you and Rico was doing after y'all turned the camera off. And then, and now mind you, when he asked me that, he texted me over the motherfucking phone. Now I dare him to show me a thread on motherfucking Gmail with that shit. He a motherfucking lie. He texted me that on the phone.
You hear this shit? I'm dropping down so I can hear all of this.
Okay, go ahead, Trademark. So he sent you a text message.
He sent me a text message, and he asked me. He said, "What you and Rico do?" Now, but when he asked me several questions, and I answered every question but that one. Every question but that one that I answered. And then the next day he says to me, I see you didn't answer the question when I asked you about Rico, and I said I wasn't supposed to. I said I wasn't supposed to, the same way when I came on here and I remember everybody was asking me, what you and Rico do? What you and Rico do? And I was like, ain't none of your fucking business. You think what you ever want to think, but you see what I'm saying? And that's how that was.
Somebody said, so before the Seattle shakedown, there was a Baltimore bamboozle. That's how it seems, baby. But see, Brian, this is the thing though. And you know, people say things, and then when somebody clap back, then y'all want to start calling people out of their names. Now
he talked about he was talking about my kids, and then my thing is this: once you start lying and shit, saying shit like, and you always you was in your bathtub jerking off. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? He just sitting up there making up shit. I'm telling you, the boy is fucking ill. And like I said, when I called him an idiot, it had nothing to do about his brother doing the interview. I don't give a shit. I said it because how you were dancing in his motherfucking head. And that's
I really didn't think it was wise to do that. But let me say this, Brian. You have had issues with a lot of men. Really. Honest Bro, Trademark Fortune, Mississippi. I mean, it's just like I don't know. And my thing is, you saying this man is lying. What would Trademark, do you have any reason why you would lie? You don't click on links that much. I don't see you in. So would you have any reason to lie?
Ask him this question. And you can ask him this another day. You don't have to ask him this now because I don't want him up here with me. Unless you know you want him up here and I'll rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him, why the fuck was he mad with me? Like, how did this all start? Because it didn't start. It didn't start. It didn't start from me. It started from the time we was and y'all was talking about that shit on Honest Road the same day, and it was weird how when he got porn bombed with my picture, then Brian came up right after that. Brian came up, and I was saying to myself, I said, y'all motherfuckers don't even see what's going on.
Oh, we
He
see.
just seemed like he crazy for dick.
And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Mm. Well, Trademark is really interesting because I thought Brown was a cakes man, but you say he like hot dog too.
I mean, now that part, like, check this out. We never even, and look, that's why I said, this is the real reason why I said, if I did send him a picture or a video of me, it was probably straight after I sent him the
Well,
ding
Brian,
link.
the reason why I say this, so let me say this.
Yeah.
If Trademark would have sent me something like that, I'm like, why the hell you sending me that?
Right.
I don't want that. I don't want that. That's not something that I want. I mean, good for you, but what you gonna do that with
Check
me?
this out. Check this out. I'm a type of person, I know my peoples. I know where to play it, where not to play it, who to do. That, and you see what I'm saying? I just know that shit. Whereas though I would never send you no pictures. We ain't on that type of tip.
If everybody is grown and consenting adults, I wonder why so much secrecy and so much. I mean, hell, just tell us what the fuck we gonna do about it. Okay.
I'm just surprised that Brian brought this out because you was sitting on this, and maybe he thought you weren't gonna click a link and stuff. But my thing is, at the end of the day, somebody is lying, and my thing is, how would he know this? You know, I'm looking at all of this stuff.
Look, Miss O, do one of those court things and shit, and let's see who they believe.
I was going to add you to the docket for earlier, sir, because I came up here because earlier today, I think you came up here and I kept coming back and forth, but you had other company because I guess you came here to address me. So I just came back to see what was the issue.
Well, he was kind of not happy with the narrative, but see, Trademark, that's why you come up, because my thing is we only had what Brian said, and what Brian was saying is like you was trying to holler at him and you was sending him peen pics and things like that. So I'm like, what? And I'm thinking,
I was going over what I heard, but also I want to add this because I'm not trying to start nothing new. But you and Rico may be cool right now, but the reason what I was saying is because you and Rico, remember y'all when y'all got into it?
Man, I'll never get into it.
Yes, y'all did.
When?
Y'all got into it. You and him got into it like a misunderstanding. He was cussing you and everything. And remember, that's when Rico was, because he did visit you more than that time to cook and things like that. And I had even said even then, it just seems like everybody wants something from Rico. But that's what
Miss, I keep calling you Miss Theo. Your name is.
What I was saying today though was about what we heard
Kim.
From Brian.
I never had gotten to an argument with no one on here. And that's what I'm saying. I swear to you that I'm not even going to say you're wrong. You're misunderstanding. You're misunderstood. Me and Rico never had no beef. Anytime me and Rico ever talked, even when he said that shit about the credit card, I called him. And we squashed that over the phone. And then he came back online and apologized. Like I would never.
I didn't see his live where he apologized.
Yeah, and my thing is this.
So he came on live and apologized about the credit card thing?
Yeah.
Live? Oh.
Yes. I don't know. He was on somebody's panel because I told him to. I ain't saying I told him. You know, I said, Rico, come on now. I said, don't do that. I don't like.
But you was upset this morning, and all the stuff I said this morning, for the most part, 90% of it was the stuff that we got from the Brian and Trish interaction.
But see, no, my thing is this: when you was saying what you were saying, then you start saying like, I thought he was a cool guy. I think he's just an opportunist. And I was like, no.
I didn't call you no opportunist.
Well,
you need to read all that back. That wasn't me.
No. I'm paraphrasing now, but you pretty much said that I wasn't a good guy or something. Because I remember
No,
after
I
you
didn't.
said
I didn't mean that. You can ask me what I meant because I didn't say that. And if I don't know you
but
enough to think you're not a good guy all around.
or you said something that I know. You know what you
But
said.
trademark, you know
We
the
talking
beef
about the
factor. So
instances of
we
the
No, but that's
heard
we're
what I'm
not talking
saying.
about
we
the
I
man.
know
we
you got.
heard. Well, let me say this. I didn't even see Shish Trish's page. I didn't even get to go over there to see. Somebody brought it to my attention, and I'm like, oh, what? For real? For real? So I'm only listening to that. And then you came on and you pretty much gave us a different outlook on that.
Right, because
You did not deny
I
that you.
actually heard it. It was right down about 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and I pretty much heard this shit. And I was like, "Yo, I can't believe this motherfucker." He's sitting up here telling the motherfucking lie. It was nothing like that. And my whole thing, the weird part about it is for real. Why the fuck you say something about it now? I even thought, like I even told you, I called Rico up before I even hit this shit to say, you know, I don't want to get up here and sound like no fool or nothing like, cause I know Rico and Brian is cool. And I was calling Rico to say, well, did you? Because see, Rico knew about this because one time I was talking to Rico and I was like, you know what? If I wanted to start some shit, I can talk about that how Brian was supposed to came down with. And I even said Jay Wilson will let us, he can eat off this for about 10 days.
I'm eating off of it now.
Everybody still
Right.
be mentioning Pastor offline, boy. Y'all love y'all some Pastor.
But you see what I'm saying? And that's what I was, but I said, I know
Let
I
me
ain't
say
going
this
to
though. It doesn't matter if Brian sent the video or not. Can I say this? Trademark is standing in his shit. He said,
Right.
yeah, I sent
Yeah,
it.
he
I could
is.
have sent it. But the thing is, Brian was trying to come down here. Brian was getting excited about the pictures that I was sending. So whether he sent something or not, my thing is for the mere fact that you was even attempting to get to Baltimore. I'm like, okay. And then Brian, you can't call a man a liar after you said you was in Seattle and you was in Seattle and took them people's money. So again, you know, you don't have any room to call nobody a liar when you said you was in Seattle. See, you know, some of this shit will backfire on you. Now, you may have some incriminating information, but Trademark
Yo,
ain't stutter one bit, and Trademark has stood on what he said. I'm just saying.
he ain't got no motherfucker like no
Trademark
motherfucker.
owned his shit from when he first came up here. I will say that he owned everything. He owned the whole thing.
So whether you send Lady Dimple's booty pics, dick pics, it don't really matter because at the end of the day, I'm not saying you did that Trademark, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't matter because you ain't denying it. But Brian is denying that y'all got phone numbers. Brian is denying a lot of stuff. And why deny it?
Listen to me. Now, you know what?
Well,
I
Brian, if it
remember,
didn't backfire, then what you do? Because the thing is, Brian, what you did was you went on Shish Trish trying to make Trademark look crazy, but you didn't expect, or maybe you did, but Trademark clicked the link and said that you pretty much, you crazy as cat pee, and you was trying to come on down there. You was getting excited about what you saw in the picture. And for the mere fact you had the picture, and if you were so appalled by it, you should have said something, but you ain't even say nothing. Then all of a sudden, here we are. You get on Shish Trish, and you wants to get messy.
and
That's
here's the
all.
thing, and here's the thing, like all this shit, like all this shit that he's talking about me. I remember even like when he was
Well,
cursing
you
me
go
out.
on again tonight, but you supposed to be going to Virginia, didn't go. Supposed to be going to Seattle, didn't go. Baby, you've been going so many places and ain't go. So again, Brian, you ain't hurt nobody. I mean, at the end of the day, you can be mad at me, but the man clicked the link.
But check this out. Right now, Brian hates the fuck out of you right now.
Really? Why would you
Yeah,
think that?
but check this out. I'm talking about right at this present. I would put it like this. I believe that he hates the fuck out you right now because he don't like this shit. Because like he don't want nobody like trading on him and all that type of shit.
Did he say something about me?
No, I mean, check this out. And I told you this. He even said this on Shish Trish. He said, yeah, in the way he was talking about people. And I was like, oh, that's bullshit. Now, because one thing I don't do, if I talk about something, I talk about the situation. I don't talk about people. I don't talk about some the way somebody look or look what he got or she sure is dusty as shit. I don't do that. That's fucking punk ass shit to me. But I
Interesting.
might talk about a situation like how we talked about the Brian and the hospital thing. And if I believed it, I believed it. If I don't, I don't. That's where it was more shit that was talked about. But as far as talking about people, I don't do that shit. Even like when you was trying being messy again early in the
Mhm.
day when you was saying shit to me about Roman teeth. So what did you think of his teeth? I don't think shit
No,
about his
I know I
goddamn
didn't
teeth.
say nothing about his teeth. I said you said he had a smile. How was his smile? Did he have a
But you
nice
know,
smile?
Jay Wilson, come on. You know what? I'm gonna let you have what you have, but we know we there.
I
You
mean,
see
but
what
all you had to do is say his smile was nice, so I didn't get to
I
see his
know.
smile. It's
I
all
just
good.
said you were all right, never mind, man.
He
But
spilled all
anyway,
over the floor. Brian, we know he spilled all over the floor because you said it. And it
right. So,
made you
and like to
excited.
me, and
But
here's
that's the thing,
the
Brian. It made you excited to the point that you wanted to go to Baltimore. So
right.
you looking like you was thirsty. That's what I'm saying. And Trademark said he wasn't running after you. He said you was running after him. I'm chasing after
And look,
you.
and check this out.
And
And look,
come
and you
on.
know what the crazy thing about it is? If he's talking about if he's talking about the video that I think that he's talking about,
Mhm.
I'm like, that motherfucking video was hot as shit. That was a sexy ass motherfucking video.
Well, it must have been if he's trying to catch a Chinese bus to Baltimore or whatever he was going to do.
No,
And
he
then
no, he said he was going to fly, but just
uh,
like when don't you know how when you was getting on them like Brian, if you're going to fly, why haven't you got your ticket yet?
mm,
That's why I'm
And
trying
now
to find out
even
about
though
time frames, Trademark,
but
because the thing we was having that discussion when he got mad at Jay Wilson about saying that when you go visit Roe, this was the first time he was supposed to go visit Roe. He kept being hesitant. He kept being insistent about the Baltimore Harbor, and I said, you realize, Brian, because I guess he ain't really been many places that they ain't that close to each other. It's people say DMV, but you can't expect Roe. He works during a week. He wouldn't be able to go to the harbor. You might want to rent a car or do something. And Jay Wilson was trying to tell him about that. But you said he said the harbor just in case when you got there, he had a backup unless you wasn't attracted to him. And I'm saying then this is not as long ago as we thinking it is because
wait,
that
wait,
first
I don't
trip.
know wait, you said the harbor in case he wasn't attracted to me?
Yeah, that's what you told us this morning, Jay Wilson. This morning,
No,
Trademark Fortune
hold on.
said he was just
no. You be
mentioning the
doing a
harbor
lot of
just in case it didn't work
misunderstandings,
out.
Miss O. No, this is what I said. Let me repeat myself,
Oh my
man.
God. See,
Let me
Hold on,
repeat
I
myself.
you know
let him
what? I
repeat
know
it.
I ain't
Let him
gonna
repeat
no
it, D Miss
dumbass
O.
bitch.
Let him
I'm
repeat it, D Miss O. Go ahead, Trademark.
Yeah, let me prove you wrong. Come on, you still my sweetheart, but I gotta prove you wrong on this. I said what I said was when he was supposed to come down here to Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
I said when he said that he wanted to stay at a hotel. I said, well, cool. I said I work at the Baltimore Ravens Stadium, and right next door to it is the Days in the Harbor Hotel. Come right next door to it. I said that you can stay over there. I said you come in town on Wednesday because he probably came back on a Wednesday. I said I'm off that day, but I work Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm going to go to work Thursday. I said, but I work from 5 in the morning till 12 in the afternoon. You should be asleep. So by the time I get off, and we'll hang out, and then Rico already be in town because I was going to let Rico chill at my spot like the whole time he was there. But once I seen that he was fickle, and I said, I ain't taking off. I ain't putting in no motherfucking time for this bullshit. He ain't even talk about he got his hotel. You ain't even give me no motherfucking itinerary. That's what my friends come and tell. I get an itinerary. I be Mark. I be in town on this.
You said it was the Days Inn next to the station.
It was the Days Inn, but it was the Inner Harbor, so it's a little, it's like a bougie Days Inn because it's the Inner
Okay,
Harbor.
okay. Like the Best Western Plus. Okay, I
Yeah,
got it.
yeah,
Like the
it was some shit like
okay,
that.
okay, baby,
So,
because you said the Days Inn almost.
yeah. So, and then, but what I said, God damn, Miss D.O.,
D Miss O.
Miss O, I'm gonna get that shit. I got a list of shit.
Yeah,
So,
they don't let us know you got one. Many people.
but,
Go ahead.
but my thing was, I said, once I didn't decide to take off, I said, just in case he do come, my backup plan was he could be at that hotel and Rico would be able to like hang with him on those days I gotta work because Rico was gonna be there.
No,
That's
I'm not
that's
talking about that. What I'm talking about is this morning when I was woken up. This is how the whole thing came up with Ro getting involved in this because we was like,
I
oh,
don't know nothing about no
I'm
road in
telling you, this
Baltimore.
morning, Oh my God. This
Was I there?
morning, when you was
Hold
on
on.
here,
Uh-huh.
you
Mhm.
said, I said, well, he was trying to act like he was just going to Baltimore just to see the harbor. He tried to tell Ro that he didn't tell him he knew it was somebody he was trying to visit. This was the first time he was coming to Ro.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, D Miss. Oh, hold up. Stop the press. Stop the press.
He go ahead.
Hold up. Nobody don't say nothing. Everybody gets silent. Some just came to me. So D Miss, oh, you saying that Brian was saying he was going to go to Baltimore, but he didn't tell Ro why he was going to Baltimore. But the real reason why he was going to Baltimore was not the harbor. It was
That's
some
why I was
other
going
thing.
off this morning because I made that
So
connection.
it wasn't
Hey,
about you,
perfect.
Trademark. It was about Brian.
Right.
Oh,
Ooh, Jesus.
oh, I
And
was going to
remember,
say,
and
because
this
I
morning
don't
I
know.
said something up on the platform. I said, but he kept trying to act like I said we was trying to wonder. I said, EJ was an Ro was kind of wondering what's so special
Brian
about the
now said I
Baltimore.
was going to see Boomkey.
Yeah,
No,
what
he
was so
said, no, I was
special
going
about
to
the
see
Baltimore
Brooke.
Harbor? We
You
kept
was
asking
going to
all
go
of them
see
kids.
Brooke. Oh, baby, you know you trying to cover your tracks now. You was going to go
Yeah, he
see
told
Brooke.
Ro it was to see Brooke and Malik, but it ain't.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was going to
Mm.
say that ain't had
You
nothing to
seem
do
like you
with.
was going to Baltimore for other things.
No, that you got to remember. I ain't talked to Brian in 5 years. They ain't had
So
shit to
this
do with
morning when
me.
I asked you, I
Oh,
told you, I
I
said, well,
must have
we was
missed. Oh,
wondering
I
what's so
must have.
important about the harbor. We kept saying, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with the harbor. I'm talking about the actual harbor. There ain't nothing wrong with the harbor, but it's just weird that somebody's first plane trip is so important for when you go see Ro that you have to go up there and see it, and you want him to drive you to Baltimore so bad. It can't just be about the harbor. That's kind of weird. Why don't you just visit Ro? This was the first time. So I said, well, he kept saying it was about the harbor, not just going to see nobody in Baltimore this morning. And you said because he didn't know if I would be attracted to his fat ass or not.
No, that was a whole like
Let me go get a minute,
misunderstanding.
Mark, because this is gonna drive me crazy. And this is like I have no reason to lie. I
I'm
swear,
not,
this is the reason why
ma'am.
it carried
Go
all
ahead, go
day.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
This is why
I'm
it
not
carried
saying.
over into other people's lives because it was about. Okay,
I'm just waiting for you to finish.
I'll get the minute mark from this morning's live. Cause
I'm
Okay,
chasing
yeah,
after
that's what you.
you,
Yeah,
no
that's
matter
it.
what I have
Because
to do.
if she
I
said,
need
"Oh,"
you more and more, baby. I'm chasing after you. Trademark, you said it really got deep once you sent that picture.
but like no, but far as with Miss V, God
Miss
damn it,
O.
yeah, I
Mhm.
call it. As far as with Miss O was talking about when I was listening to y'all lives when he was talking about coming to the Baltimore to the inner harbor, that shit ain't had nothing to do with me or none of that type stuff. If y'all started talking about that today,
So you don't think you would have gotten a call saying, hey man, I'm in Baltimore, let's meet
fuck
up.
no, fuck yo, we was. Why would he call me and say he in Baltimore if me and him already not liking each other?
No, this was before y'all not liking each other.
No, it wasn't. He was just getting ready. This was not that long ago.
Okay.
This was not that long ago. You gotta remember, I told you until today. But put it like this: I
I know
never,
Brian ain't asked for the picture, but he didn't reject it either. Matter of fact, Trademark got a compliment once he sent the picture.
and like I said, I only sent him the pictures because he was thirsty, looking at my motherfucking dingling, saying, "Wow, looked like it was getting ready to jump out." So it jumped out at his ass,
It jumped out like that.
and it was
Like
like
that.
pow,
Like bam, bam. Like that.
and
Pow.
like I said. It was no, oh, why you send this to me? Oh no, it was like, wow, damn,
Can
nice.
I say this? Let me say this. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, Brian came up and talked about this man, and he was being shady. So now you're telling me that Trademark can't come up and be just as shady?
Right. You know
I
what?
mean, are we going to be one-sided with this? So is Brian going to be the only one who say something without any recourse? I mean, that's what y'all trying to say. And
Right.
Brian can say what he want to say because he may have some things as well. What
So
post in your boxes if you don't want people looking? All
I
I'm gonna say is that Brian is more than welcome to come up. Trademark said he'll come back down because he don't want to argue and fight, and I get it. But my thing is, y'all think that it's okay for these people to say what they want, but then when they get a little bit of their medicine, then they get pissed off. And then y'all up here, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all a whole something out there. It's about money. Now, Brian might have something incriminating on Trademark, and baby, I'm gonna give Trademark the same work that I gave Brian. At the end of the day, I am here to listen to the sides of the story. I'm here to listen to him. Now, all I'm gonna say is Trademark to me sounds more credible right now than Brian. Number one, Trademark rarely clicks links. Number two, we ain't never hear Trademark lie saying he gonna go somewhere and then show up. See, that's Brian. So Brian has hurt himself by the actions that he's already taken on. And Trademark ain't stutter. And the thing is, what y'all don't understand is Trademark ain't never said he ain't sent the damn pictures. So he ain't stuttering and lying on that. He said, I did. And what? And now what? But then he's telling us about this. Trademark said, yeah, they did talk. Trademark said there was a text sent. So who lied? Who lied?
Hello. He said that he never gave me his phone number. This nigga sitting up there telling a goddamn lie. You know what? I'm gonna tell you another reason why I could never really participate in the beef sector and go as dark and mean, because sometimes at night I forget to say my prayers. Sometimes I forget to say my prayers, and I couldn't be up here talking about nobody's children or talking about nobody's mother. I'm just talking about me. I can't do no. I believe in karma.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that even if I sit up there and say that fucking hateful shit, then go and get on my knees at night and pray, then tomorrow get up and go, you know about this, then get up tomorrow and go do the same shit. Then they'll get back on my knees and pray. God will be like, okay, I forgive you, but you won't pay for this.
Well, I got a question, Trademark. Has anybody ever busted your windows open? I mean, whether it's a car or at a house?
No, nobody. I remember no one ever busted the windows out my car.
Let me say this, y'all.
I mean, I don't have.
I know somebody gonna get mad, but this is why you don't put all of your stuff out. Because Brian, this is Roe, Mississippi, Billy, Homework Man. You've done a lot to a lot of people, and it seems like it's always a pattern with these men. Kenya said, OJ Wilson, I thought of something else when you asked that question. What is it, Kenya? What is it, Kenya? I hear you. I mean, y'all, like I said, I like Brian. I think Brian is funny. I think Brian is a very funny person. But my thing is, Brian got messy.
And
Brian got a little messy because, again, I never heard Trademark bring this up. I never heard Trademark mention anything online about Brian in this situation and him coming down to Baltimore until Brian did what he did, and then the man came out.
The only person.
Well, I mean, good, Brian. So we can talk about it then. Great. Don't be embarrassed. I'm glad you're not embarrassed. But all I can say is good. So you understand that you said something about this man, and you understand that this man is coming up here to clear the record because obviously, you said what you said, and he said what he said. You went on Shish Trish, and he coming on my panel. Simple as that.
And look, check this out too. When Brian first started talking about me, and because I remember when the first time he got mad with me, and all his reads was, nigga, look at you fitting your 50, 60 years old in the basement, dancing in your underwears. And I'm like, that ain't a read. Everybody. And then
but see, this is the thing. Look at you 50, 60 years old dancing in your underwear, but yet you boy fanning over them pictures.
And I'm like, and look, I was getting ready to say, but he had nothing to do with that. He was just fucking fantasizing and all that type of shit. And like I said, I wasn't even really mad with him at first. I wasn't even really mad until he did this shit. So if he never went on Shish Trish and said that, I still would have never said anything about it. Him talking about the way I talk, him talking about, yeah, you from B-more, say to, do, and all that type of shit. That shit don't faze me. I'm from Baltimore. That's how all us talking this motherfucker. So that don't faze me. That ain't funny to me.
Yeah, Brian, you'll be off on 10 and you can go and do what you got to do. We understand. But the bottom line is this man said that you had a whole orgasm when he sent his picture and you got real excited over that dick pic. That's what he said. It is what it is.
So my thing is this, and I really, and on the for real, I want to know what made him 5 years ago, from 5 years, say something now. Like, what did he think that when I called him an idiot, did he say something that strong about me that he probably said, you know what? I think his ass get ready to say something about that trip. And then at first, I ain't even gonna lie. I thought Rico said something.
Well, let me
I
say this,
thought,
Brian.
yeah.
If Trademark would have sent me a picture like that, first of all, I would have said, y'all know this Negro done sent me old nasty piece of picture trying to holler at Daddy J. I ain't interested in that. I don't want that shit. I would have came out and said something, and I would have said, "Hey man, why you sending shit like that?" See, again, it just I'm not gonna say anything, but sometimes y'all get some shit. Ooh, y'all,
Like on the phone, so just be logical
He
about
said
this.
no, he was the one orgasming.
Right. And you know what?
So
Look,
what I
I'm
guess
just
Brian is trying to say that you found him attractive.
how I find him attractive and I ain't know how the fuck he look. And then you remember when he was Brian the songwriter, we didn't know how he looked. We didn't know how he did very incognito pictures, whereas though he might have his head bend over and you might just see the tip of his nose or the top of his head. And he had all that fucking luggage and shit on with the fucking trash bags and all that type shit. You never saw, because when I told you when he said about no sex, I said, I don't even know what you look like. And you know what? He never sent me a picture of him. I said, well, damn, if you coming down here, send me a picture. And he kept sending me those same motherfucking pictures that he was having like on his.
And this is the thing, Brian. So this is the thing which is really funny. Y'all look alike. Y'all do favor each other like y'all could be related. So, I mean, that's what the folk are saying. And he think he look good and you think you look good. So both of y'all think y'all look good.
But I don't think he look good.
Oh, but he don't think you look good either.
Yes, he
But
do.
yeah.
Yes, he do. Yes, the fuck he does. Yes, the fuck he does think that I fucking look good. That's just some shit he's saying on Mad. What y'all call it? Mad Day Monday. Yeah, goddamn lie. He do so think I look motherfucking good. He says it on my motherfucking videos. Now, that's something, even though I'm not going to go back, because I remember once he was saying shit about me dancing in my underwears, it made me think. I said, damn, they're the same videos that he was liking and sharing. And I went back in my Google and found the emails that say, you know when you get an email that say, someone shared your video. Someone commented on your video. I got all that shit. That shit still in my fucking Gmail. And then once I seen that, that's when I said, oh, you used to arguing with this dumb, stupid ass motherfucker. He talking about the same.
He do sound like, look, now y'all got me saying he does sound like Malik. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if him and Malik was in the same room, I would be utterly confused because he does sound like Malik. He does. And now that I'm looking at his picture, that's a lot going on. Ooh, Jesus. All I need to do is put one of them West Philadelphia beards on him, and baby, he would look just like Brian with a beard. And shave his head bald. He looked like Brian without the beard and some hair. I don't care what nobody. He do look like Brian. If Brian had hair and no beard, this is how he would look like. I don't know what happened to Trademark. Trademark, I don't know what happened to you. Ooh, Jesus, there's a lot going on in here today. And so Trademark said he felt that Brian might have gotten upset when he called Brian an idiot, but he said it was not because of the well, it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. Tell him to turn off the camera. Turn off the camera, Trademark. Trademark, I'm gonna remove you from the stage and then you can come back on. So come back on if you want to come back on, Trademark. I'm kicking you off because you're frozen for some reason. Oof. He is half Brian, half Malik. Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. What's up, Boonky? So what y'all think? Y'all think Brian is telling the truth? Y'all think Trademark is telling the truth? What do you all think? I think Trademark is telling his story because he heard what Brian said, and Trademark want to clear his name, and say, hey, you're not going to do me that way. I'm going to really tell the people what happened. And
Right.
Trademark, go ahead.
No, I was getting ready to say what you're saying. That's exactly what I did. Everything that I did today was just to tell my side of the story. It wasn't about to bash nobody or none of that type shit, but it was just really to tell my side of the story on certain things that was happening, why they happened, why I didn't do this, why I didn't show up for this. And like I said, it got because if as long as I don't say, if I didn't say anything, y'all just would have ran with the narrative that I was trying to holler at him and all this type shit, but it was nothing like that. And it didn't even have to be this. I was just fucking clout. Look, that's what clout chasing get you. That's all that was. I was just trying because Brian was popular. I was like,
I don't know, y'all. See, y'all saying this, but if I had to look at past patterns, I don't know. I don't know. Because if you lie about Seattle, you will lie about who is liking you or not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just, and it's just from past experiences. Even with the situation with the road and all of this, it's no. I mean,
for real, I never ever once believed that Roe liked him. I never ever once believed that Roe liked him. Even like when he was talking that shit, and this is why he was mad.
Okay, hold on for a minute, Trademark.
Yeah.
We know who sent the nasties first, but Trademark said, I probably did. So where's the lie? See, that's what you're not getting. Where is the lie? Where is the lie? See, where is the lie? And Brian received them. And he sat on them, no pun intended. and now all of a sudden he's putting it out. But yet, where's the lie? If he was so appalled about it, why not come out? Why not confront Trademark Fortune? Why not say what he needed to say? Why now come out with it because of this situation? Okay, continue, Trademark. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why
because the folk are not making sense. And like I said, Trademark, you could be lying. You could be lying. You really could be lying, but you don't have a pattern of lying. Now just because you catching a bus, that don't mean you're a liar. You just catch the bus. Just because you live in the basement, I don't really know where you live. That don't have nothing to do with your integrity. My thing is, you ain't lied. I've not seen or heard a lie yet, and I'm not seeing you get mad. Go ahead.
I live in the basement of a 3-story house. I live in the basement of a 3-story house.
But what that got to do with your integrity?
You see what I'm saying? But my whole thing is how he say I'm living in the basement. Yeah, the basement is my room because when my children lived in my house, I slept in the basement and my kids slept on the 3rd floor. And then once my kids moved out.
So why are you telling me all of this though? Because what does that have to do with your integrity?
No, only reason why.
Listen to me. Listen to me. What does you living in a basement and catching a bus got to do with your integrity?
It don't have nothing to do
with nothing. Exactly. Nothing. Nothing.
But the only reason why I was just explaining it because once again, motherfuckers spin these goddamn narratives because if you was watching, well, not you, but he was watching my Trademark Sunday's Best, telling me that my food looked good, and I know my motherfucking videos was nice. You know what I mean? Regardless of how many views I got, I perfected the fucking editing. You know who taught me how to edit my videos?
Who?
Rico.
Okay. Well, all I can say is this, Trademark, where you live, what you drive has nothing to do with whether you're a liar or not.
All right. No.
See, that's the whole thing. Now, I know people say, well, you just don't like Brian. No, I'm going to tell the truth. Now, we know that Brian was not in Seattle, but Brian told the girls that he was in Seattle and was still collecting money. Okay? Okay, it's a lot of stuff that people done said, and I'm like, okay. So my thing is, that's all I'm saying. I look at patterns. I don't see a pattern of Trademark falling out with men and people busting their windows out, and I don't have a. You see what I'm saying?
And then you know what? The way he treated Roe was so fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I agree
the
with you
way
on
how
that.
he carried Roe was so fucking fucked up to me. That's for real. That's how I was like agreeing with Roe, and then he was getting mad with me because I guess he figured that I should have been his friend. Like, you're my friend. I was going to go see you 4 years ago or 5 years ago. How dare you side with Roe? The
Mm.
fuck? We ain't friends.
Well, I wish more people saw it that way because it seems like that's what it is. And like I said, I think Brian is a comedian. I think he is funny as hell.
He's not
But
even funny no more. He's dark now. He was funny back in the day when he was called Brian the Songwriter Extraordinaire. That's when he was fucking funny as fuck. And it seemed like when he lost his page and then he came back, and then he started getting more mixed up into shit and stopped doing what he was doing because he was used to view that shit like pretty much just critique or give you a review of what went on that day. He didn't really get into it with other people or shit like that. And then once he started doing that, he turned dark as shit. And that's when he wasn't funny no more. And I hope the fuck he listening to me on the for real shit. Because even though I don't like you, or the for real, brother, you need to get some fucking help.
mm,
You need on the for
yeah,
real,
I
you
just
need.
think it's interesting because Trademark, what I'm going to say again, Brian, and you may not like it, but you started with people and
Right.
now this man is coming back and now it's a big issue. But I didn't hear Trademark come on and call you out or say Brian is a whole thirst trap. Let me tell you what I did. You did that because you didn't have enough tact to say, hey man, what's going on with this? Or why do you feel this way to get an understanding of what's going on? You looked right at that and you went right there and went for the jugular. And
But
so
here's the hit. I'm not the only person he done that to. He always do that to people. I see him in the chat fussing with motherfuckers he don't know and don't even got a face to it. He'll interrupt what y'all talking about to say what somebody else said or
okay.
repeat what somebody else said.
Okay, Brian is laughing. Good, Brian. I'm glad that you can laugh. That's good. Now that I know that you're laughing, then that's good.
Right.
But the
And on,
man is saying what he's saying, and like I said, I just think that when you open that Pandora's box, you don't know what you're gonna get.
but
So, I,
AJ
so
Wilson, can we switch the subject a
yes.
little bit? That's, you know what I was talking, right? Because I remember when I first met you when Duchess Kelly Love did an interview with me, and I remember you came up on the thing, and I remember we was talking about prep and all that, and I was like to say, you know, something I would like to see you do because there's so many gay guys in here 50 and over,
Mhm.
and do something like because when you get older, and I don't care what nobody say, or I'll just keep the focus on me. Like I feel like sometimes I'm going through midlife crisis right now. Cause you know I'm reaching this age, and I was like, "Well, I feel the way I feel," and someone told that to me, and I was like, "Damn, I want to do do y'all go through shit like
Well,
this,
how you feeling?
huh?" No, it's
Well,
just like
I
just
mean, don't you don't have to get deep, but what is the feeling? Because I don't know if I felt midlife crisis.
but put it like this. This is what I think. I went through this thing because over this summer, my beard completely grayed, got all gray, and it fucked with me. I mean, it really like fucked with me because I'm like, damn, I want to keep dyeing my fucking beard. Then that shit gonna turn fucking a rainbow of colors and shit. And that shit like really like fucked with me. It was like, damn, am I, this might, is gonna make me look older. I'm so
I
used
don't.
because and that's just those type things. And I remember this. I remember because I always been a thick dude, but it's been a couple times that I lost weight. And I
Mhm,
remember back in the day when I used to like lose weight and I had that snapback skin. Whereas though
mhm.
I lose the weight and everything was just my skin was just snapped back in place. But the last time I lost weight, that shit ain't snapped back. When I had to take my pictures, I couldn't take no pictures with holding my motherfucking head down because my fucking face fell. I had to
So,
hold my head up to put all that shit back, and I had to start
well,
learning about different products and what you use. Cause you actually use something that I use, but I don't like it. You seem to like it.
which one?
Well, let me look at my bathroom right now because I remember
Well, are
you
you talking
showed.
about the shampoo that I just bought?
No, this is something for your face. It's called it's called Bevel, Bevel,
Oh
face
yeah, yeah,
gel.
yeah. Pavel is good.
Now, the only thing I like on their products, I like their facial wash, and I like their. I don't like the moisturizer. That face gel, I hate that shit.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, I don't even use the face gel. That's why I still have
I
it.
use the face gel when I'm at the gym, but I don't know if for me if it's midlife crisis because I keep on telling people I don't have a crisis. I'm at a renaissance. I'm at a phase now where okay, I'm 55, but I'm doing some shit that I don't know. I'm competing with younger people and doing well because I have used my wisdom and my age as an advantage because I have soft skills, I have people skills, I show up to work on time, I do my job, I'm not trying to impress anybody. I guess in your 20s and 30s, and maybe some parts of your 40s, you're really trying to, do the things and you're ambitious. But I've done what I needed to do. And so now everything is can I do it? And if I do it, I surprised myself. I am not midlife crisis, but I'm like this. If your house has holes in the walls or if the paint needs to be painted, you maintain your home. And just like you maintain your home, you maintain your body. And I've gained weight twice, really twice. And I lost it not because I'm trying to be sexy. It's because, y'all, I just had another good friend who's 55 years old who just died of heart failure, a heart attack. So the weight loss is not because I'm trying to be sexy for folk. Is I want to live and be able to live and still do the things I'm doing and not be tired and all of that stuff. So I mean that's my thing. Um, but I'm not in crisis.
No,
I'm
I
in
mean
I'm in
maybe.
renaissance. You're gonna get gray. But my thing is this: when I go to my class reunions, I see what non-maintenance will do to you.
Yeah.
So all I'm going to say to you is don't worry about the gray. You can dye the gray, but if you don't want to dye it, don't dye it. Use it as okay, am I going to be gray or what am I going to do here? And then my thing is, people had an issue because I got Dysport, which is type of Botox. And I'm like, well, hoes, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. If you don't want to maintain, that's fine. Maintain how you want to maintain, but you're not going to tell me how I should or should not maintain because that's me. It's not a crisis. It's because I can afford to do it and I can afford to maintain.
Check this shit out. LL Cool J. I don't care what that
Thank you,
nigga say.
Rose. Go ahead.
LL Cool J. I think he Botox. Cause that
Well, let me say this. There's a lot of them that Botox. And you know why? Because a lot of people don't expect Black people to do it. And so I think that's really interesting because when you have money, you do it. Now, the difference is some of those people are not going to tell you. I just told the people because it is what it is. It's good commentary. I know either people are going to like it or people are not going to like it. It doesn't matter to me. I don't think it's a midlife crisis. I think it's a renaissance. My thing is, if I can do it, I do it. It is what it is. I have learned how to take care of my skin, how to wash. I'm serious about your oral health. That's really deep because the older you get, you need to maintain that because if you maintain it, it will treat you well in the long run. That's all I'm going to say. So I say to you, um, uh, we're the same age. So my thing is stop stressing out about that. But my thing is this: what do you really want to do in your life now, and what's stopping you from doing it?
like
Are there little things that you can do to put you in that direction? Because
no,
my thing is starting doing life, huh?
I'm happy with my life.
Okay.
Like check this out, right? And I listen to because I listen to you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear like your things and your ways and all that type stuff. But far as for me, the way I am, I'm happy with my life. Like I'm not gonna say my life was my children, but
Mm-hmm.
I had a rough growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my shit together. And then
Mm-hmm.
when I got my kids, and then when I got my kids were babies. My twins
Mm-hmm.
was 1, and my oldest girl was 2. when they came into my life. And my main focus, that's when I start setting goals, most of my goals were set more for me so my children could benefit from it.
Okay.
All my goals was for me, for my kids, because I never went to college.
So what do you want to do now, though? So the goals are for your kids. So
No,
hold on for a minute, though. The goals are for your kids, which is great, because when you have kids, that's your focus, because that's your responsibility. So my thing is, you know, and I'm not saying you're not doing anything now, but I mean, you know,
that's what I'm saying. Like no one can tell me that I'm not doing anything.
mhm,
Because I'm exactly where. Because that's like one thing, and that's one thing that I gravitate to you. And I meant to tell you this early, is really because we grew up in the same type of church and that type of stuff.
mhm,
And you sing those old church hymns, the ones my grandmother used to sing.
mhm,
But anyway, but like I said, I believe I'm where I should be. I'm happy in life. Everybody in this world ain't supposed to have what you have. Like I always say on my job, I work in the school system. Some motherfuckers gotta be the janitors. Some motherfuckers gotta be the one-on-ones. Some people gotta be the paraeducators. And some people gotta be the teacher. And some motherfuckers gotta be the hall monitor. And if that's what you are, it's good. And if you're happy, I don't really like think of it like that, where it's like where I want to be or I'm not where I want to be. Like I even like I'm the only, do you know I'm the only one where I work at my school who don't have a car? The kids ask me all the time, why you don't have a car? I say, well, it's not like I can't afford a car, but I'm just the type of niggas, I don't like bills. Only bills I like is the rent and a motherfucking gas and electric and my one credit card bill. They're the only bills I want to see that come through my mailbox or my email once a month. I ain't got time to be making no motherfucking car payments or no motherfucking car insurance. I'm not getting no motherfucking car paying no motherfucking $600 a month for no car payment, $450 a month for motherfucking insurance. That's rent.
yeah, I understand. Everybody has their different things. You know, you say midlife crisis. I think my biggest I don't think it was a midlife crisis. I think that my biggest concern was I had a checklist and I checked off things that I accomplished because I had a vision, not a vision board, but a thing that just kept me on track and when I wanted to do things. And I think my biggest piece of issue is, am I going to finish the things on the list? Believe it or not, I did. And so now I feel like I'm complete. If I do anything now, it's because I want to do it. One thing I can say is I don't have to prove anything to anybody. This is why I don't let people on YouTube get me, because at the end of the day, I know what I do. I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of doing. So again, you don't have to prove anything to people, especially when people ain't proving nothing to you or they prove to you what they're about. So I don't think it's a midlife crisis for me. I think I'm in the age of, let me experiment. I've never done that. Let me do that. You know, let me try this and just really, you know, doing things differently or trying things that I may have not tried before. And I think that's the big thing with me. And I think people will say it's a midlife crisis, but I think no, you know, it's time to really live and enjoy.
And something
Yeah.
else I think you have to know too, and I'm quite sure you do know this. Everybody lists, my list and your list are different. Like, don't you know how you say you checked off everything on your list? I checked off on everything on my list because me and you had two different lives. I
Mhm.
had children to raise all by my motherfucking self.
Mhm.
I had children, so that was my main focus, because my main focus was I didn't, even though I got my shit together, you know what I mean? I got me a good career. I've been on my job for 15 years.
Yeah.
And
Hold
so,
hold on for a minute, Rose. It's not hard to live without a vehicle. It depends on where you live. I would never get a vehicle in the metro New York area. If I really wanted to go to Long Island or somewhere, there are a lot of car shares that you could get. I went to Boston. It was no need for me to get a car in Boston because they have the best light rail system. And again, if you want to get there by car, in these major cities, you can get a car share and get it for 2 days. So it depends on where you live. Now, If I lived in San Antonio, it would be a little bit more difficult because San Antonio ain't no joke. It's spread out. It's a lot of land. And so I would never not want to have a car in San Antonio. Your beloved Pennsylvania, where you live, oh, you got to have a car. You have to have a car there. I don't see it. But then you go to DC and it's like, well, it depends on where you live. So I think it depends on the city. I think it depends on what you have.
Right,
Now,
because like
I
I
have
don't
always had a car. Y'all, I've had a car since I was 15 years old. There has never been a time since age 15, all the way up to 55, that I have never had a car because it was a rite of passage. When you were 15, you got your learner's permit. And when you came back that next school year, you had your car. And so I've always had a car.
But look, check this out. Now, me, I was just like you. I got my learner's permit. I did everything at the age I supposed to, and I always had a car too. But you gotta remember, as far as with me, now, even though I don't have no degree,
Hold on for a minute. Hotel California, thank you. And I earned every bag under this eye, and I thank God that I'm still here. But you know what? I want you to show her how you look. Because I ain't gonna let no whole troll try to troll me and hide behind an avatar. Go ahead, Mark.
So this is the second time I ever hit an app. And you don't have to take this as me being shady where you gotta get smart with me. But one thing that I hate that y'all do is when y'all talk to the goddamn chat and you just cut me off.
I'm sorry, but let me tell you something. I live for these trolls. Go ahead, Trademark. You know how I do, but I live for these trolls. I live for these hoes. Go ahead.
But anyway, when like I said, so when I started doing what I'm doing within the school system and shit, and once my kids got to the age where as though I didn't have to take them nowhere no more, because once they became teenagers, they wanted to catch the bus with their friends. And I'm looking like, fuck a car payment, because I don't mind catching the bus. And I love to walk. So once my car went up on me, it was like, boom, I don't want no other car. And like in living here in Baltimore, I can get to DC by catching the MARC train for $8 to be in DC within 35 to 45 minutes.
See, and you can do that, but it would be difficult in Texas because there's no train in Texas. And see, I think it's where you are that makes that. You know, but I don't ever want to be without a car, because if I want to go, I'm going. If I want to go ride the XYZ, I gotta go.
When I go see my peoples in Williamsburg, Virginia, I gotta have a car down that motherfucker, because there's no public transportation.
No.
Like even like when I go see my peoples in they live in Georgia, like the real royal era, like they live like close to Macon, Georgia, and all that type stuff. So when I go down there, matter of fact, I think they just got Uber down that motherfucker about 5 years ago.
Oh, you just said Macon, Georgia. And speaking of Macon, I wonder, did Yusef get bail yet? Anybody heard about it? Because he's in Bibb County. So Bibb County is Macon. Anybody heard about any of the court cases? Tommy court case? Because I know these people have court cases. Anybody heard anything about Tommy court case or Yusef court case? If you did, let me know. Go ahead.
Look, I was going to say, yeah. But like, on that type shit, whereas that's what I'm saying. A car is not like, check this out. Before I make a car payment and insurance payment at $700 a month, I'd rather buy me a pair of motherfucking dopes. Dopes is like forms. I'd rather buy clothes. I like to look good. Like that's why when she was calling me Dusty, I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? Calling me motherfucking Dusty. I ain't the best dresser in the world, but anytime you see me, I'm well motherfucking coordinated. Well motherfucking coordinated and put together. Always, even when I'm not together, I'm put together poorly.
You know, I just think that people do things because once you come on public or say something, it gives them that opportunity to say things. I think people have sides. You know, and I really try not to have sides. I'm just gonna like who I'm gonna like, but it don't have anything to do. But my thing is, you know, even with Roman, people think I don't like Roman. Baby, I don't have an issue with Roman. I really don't. Now, was I shady with, you know, when I asked you about the smile? Hell yeah, I was shady. But to no one is going to get me riled up to the point where I'm going to get a bus and come fight them or all of this stuff. And you can't shade me. And this is the thing. Ooh, they shaded you. And I'm still living where I'm living. I'm still driving what I'm driving. If that shade would take money out my pocket, then we would have an issue with it. But since it don't, let the girls do, let the boys do what they want to do. It don't matter with me. It don't mess with my esteem. I'm still who I am. So that's how I feel about it. And I just think that, you know, people are going to do what they want to do. Yeah, and it is what it is. I mean, I didn't know that you were going to get attacked that quickly, but some folks thought you were shading them, and then they thought you were shading me. I don't know if somebody. Now, I will say this. I do try my best not to say everybody or all of you all, because you did say something like all of you all, and no, all of us may have not. Some people may, but all of us may not have. Like somebody was talking about that. You know, me and my friends had a thing that we don't do CPR, and that's cars, parks, and restrooms. We don't do CPR. And one of my friends did CMP, and I'm like, what?
But here's the hit though. At the end of the motherfucking, because I heard you when you said all that. But here's the hit though. But at the end of the day, he's still your friend.
Well, he's still my friend, and you know, but we laughed about it. But let me say this though: I don't do CPR. I don't do it because of. Go ahead.
CPRs ain't got, just like I did. I just did a little video. Now I was a little more explicit of what I said on when I posted on Facebook. But I put this video up because I love the song when they say a dance turned into a romance by the Jones Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I hear that, because I love to dance. I mean, that's the best thing I like about the gay community is the clubs. I think we party the best. Like I go to straight clubs, like the straight clubs and gay clubs, we party. We fucking party. And when that song used to fucking come on, I didn't, and you listen to the words, I didn't have many motherfucking dances turn into a romance, but it wasn't really a romance, but it was a quick romance.
You know, let me say this though. Sometimes that happens, but again, I'm really just quick to say everybody, because everybody may not have had that experience.
Right. I mean,
but I understand what you're saying as well. You know, like I said, I dated someone in San Francisco for a good minute, and I was almost ready to move out to San Francisco because this person was just great. Y'all, let me say this. I'll never forget. And it goes to show where people are. But I was actually at a club, and not all, but a lot of the men, not all of the men, but a lot of black men in San Francisco, they don't even give another eye to another black man in San Francisco, which I thought was really weird. So when I met this guy, he was from Detroit. And I was just very surprised that as attractive as he was, no one was hollering at him except these white dudes, and he wasn't really interested in that. So he came over and we started talking. Now, I'm gonna tell you what, at that time, I think I was in my 30s. He had to be in his 50s or 60s, but he was fine as hell. And he was definitely about that body. He said he didn't want no stomach. You know, he really was fixated on that. But we talked, and man, I never forget, we went to a coffee shop, and baby, that black love is strong. I'm telling you, it's strong. I don't care what nobody say. You have two, and at that particular point, I was really serious about the weight and all of that stuff, and I'm a younger guy. So here it is, this mocha colored brother and this dark, fine brother, and you know, it was cute. And when I tell you, y'all, we went into this restaurant and this diner, and we was just cackling, and it was funny because we were enjoying each other. Baby, black love is so tight. Trademark Fortune, the lady gave us the dinner free. She said, "Oh my gosh, y'all so much in love." She said the dinner is on me. Oh, I'm like, damn.
I ain't gonna lie, when you said black love, I thought you was talking about the goddamn oil. Cause I was gonna say,
The who?
They got an oil called black love.
Oh, well, no. I'm talking about a real situation. Yeah. And but it was It was really interesting. And then it was so funny because no one paid him attention. And then all of a sudden everybody wanted to holler. It was, I never get this this white dude wound up trying to put his hand on his chest. And I grabbed his hand. I'm like, you don't see me here? What the fuck? What are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry. I said, yeah, you don't touch people who didn't ask to be touched. So it was like that. It was on and popping now. People think I'm cool, but you're not gonna disrespect me and you're not gonna do that. So I had to let Mr. White Man know that you don't put your hands on this dude. That this ain't the one. So yeah, it was deep. That was and again, because not all black men, but a lot of black men in San Francisco really didn't give their own black men a chance. And this man was gorgeous. He's actually in LA now, and he has a partner now, which is good. But it was cute while it was, and it was at a club because again, nobody, yeah, the white guys were interested, but he wasn't interested in them. And so, yeah.
Well, like I always got this thing where when people ask me, am I out the closet, right? I got this little jokey joke where I always say I'm out the closet, but I'm still in the house.
No, I don't think I need to be an activist. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you, I think that people should be able to marry who they want to marry, long as it's legal. Long as these people are consenting adults, that should be the case. A lot of people get mad because I bring shit up about straight people and gay people, but being where I am, I got to let people know I do the same thing for black people. What I do for black people, I'm going to do for gay folk. And I know that pissed some people off, but I want you all to know that you're not going to stick. Because see, the deal is trademark. People will try to make gay men be degenerates and all of that stuff, but yet we seeing people popping out babies and these Negroes ain't taking care of their kids. Not all of them, but a great deal. And nobody ever really says anything about that because you had to have some sex to get kids. So my thing is, I just want to make sure that one group is not being marginalized. And anytime I get a chance to say that, hey, all people are trifling. All people, we everybody has a group of folk, whether you are straight, gay, that's trifling. And so, people get sick of it. Well, damn it, get sick of it. That's who I am. That's what I do. And I don't give a damn how you feel. I'm 55 and you ain't gonna do shit about it. And I'm gonna continue to talk. And when people try to act like black people, I'm gonna remind people, what white people are they more on the welfare rolls than black people. You just see these urban folk, but we don't ever go out to the rural places and see the poor white people. See, that's how I am with anything. So if people don't like it, well, that's tough, but I'm going to talk about it just like that because that's how I feel. And I hear people talking about it, and all I can say is fuck you and fuck it. I'm still going to say what I got to say, and you ain't going to do shit about it. Because, again, I have paid the dues, and I have paid the rights and the taxes to say what the hell I want to. Not to say you can't say what the hell you want to, but I'm going to say it. And you can complain about it, but it ain't going to change nothing because it's still going to continue.
Is it my turn?
This is your turn now, but I'm on my soapbox. You know how I get.
Yeah, but my thing is this, and I feel you, when I made that comment and I was talking about men, I also know that straight people do that shit too, because I pay that shit no mind, where I would hear them talk about all gay people be going up on those gay apps and meeting people. Motherfucking straight kids got the little apps and shit too, and they meet each other and they be fucking the girls sucking their dinglings and all that type crazy stuff. So I really don't pay that no attention, but I just keep focused on what I'm talking about. That's all I do. I'm aware. I totally agree with what you're saying, but when I'm talking, I'm just that type of person. I like to keep focused, and that's something that I noticed, within the beef sector, a lot of motherfuckers, they deflect real fast and shit, and y'all could be talking about something and somebody will come up on the damn panel. Because I be thinking y'all should make a rule, when somebody come up on the panel, they can't just cut the person off who was just talking and just talking. They need to.
It depends on what it is, trademark. Because some people I get tired of hearing, and I'm tired of them talking. I'm glad that somebody come up and cut them off. Other people, I'm like, no, I don't do that shit. It depends on me, trademark. Because at the end of the day, I pay this dust. I'm about my coin.
Yeah, no, I know, and I got you on that and shit, but like me, I don't like motherfuckers be cutting me the fuck off.
You know how they do. They'll cut me off too. That's why I always tell people I got my own panel, so I don't need to make money for you. I go to my own panel. So I understand what you're saying, but sometimes I really like the trolls too because they do add a little spice. It's not that I'm really upset or XYZ, but I'll engage them as well. But I think it's going to be really interesting with what's going on. I'm just surprised that so many people have vitriol for you. Um,
They got
now,
who?
vitriol, they're pissed off at you
Wow.
because you spoke on this. And like I said, and for whatever reason, I'm not saying that it's bad or good. I'm just gonna say, well, if Brian would click up here and say he lied about this, I'm gonna listen to him as well. I'm gonna ask questions as well. But again, I'm listening to your story. It seems credible. It seems like you're not embellishing or adding anything. He says that this is not true. He didn't give you a phone number and all of that. So again, this is where it gets really dicey because I wasn't on the phone call, but you said that he texted you or did something. And it's like, okay, well, how did that happen? How did y'all know this? How you gonna plan to come down to Baltimore? Because I'm not going anywhere unless I have contact information. I'm not, doing anything because you see me on YouTube and hit me up. I'm not going to do that. So somewhere along the line, there had to be a phone number or something that somebody can say, hey, I'm here if you were really coming. I'm just saying.
On the for real, like fuck that nigga for real. Like on the for real, this is like my first time ever like hitting a link, and this like my second time. Like I've been wanting to hit links for a long motherfucking time and shit, but I know how I talk, and I'm that type of motherfucker. If I'm not singing or I'm not planning what I'm going to say, like when I be making my videos and shit, I know that I talk, my little Baltimore accent and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, Malik and Brooke up here all the time. Rita don't have no problem with it.
No, I was getting ready to say, like, even though when I listened to them, that's how, at first I didn't know any of them was from Baltimore until I heard them talk. As matter of fact, I remember when I think I went in Lemon's Chat. This was a long time ago when I went into Lemon's Chat before, and Malik was in there, and he mentioned some streets, and I was like, yeah, yo, I live on Mosier and Division. Well, I used to live on Mosier and Division. And he was like, yeah, yo, I know where that's at. And that was pretty much where it came, that was just that. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, it's just really, really interesting. Like I said, I don't think it's wrong for you to come and say, no, the story wasn't like this. This is how it went. It would be crazy for you to go. Let me say this: if it ain't on somebody's bigger channel, then it would have been crazy. But I think you played it smart. I mean, you came over here. You could have. First of all, you're gonna come to a place where it's gonna be pretty much neutral because you may want to click a link, but everybody's not gonna let you really speak freely.
You know why I clicked your link? I'm gonna tell you why I clicked your link. Because I look at the beef sector just like the Young and the Restless, and you have different storylines. You got your Victor and Nikki storyline, you got your Jack and his storyline, and you got maybe Nick and Sharon's storyline. And because my storyline matched better with your segment, I wouldn't have went on no one else segment and did this because it fit your segment better.
Well, you got to do what fits your segment better. And my thing is, if he went on Shish Trish, then up him one and come on my channel. Or if he comes on my channel, he may go on. Well, he can't go on Lemon's channel because Lemon's channel is taken down. But you're always going to go on a channel where you're going to get the visibility, and it would be crazy for him not to.
I came on your channel because I knew that you was going to fucking talk about it.
Well, of course I was going to talk about it. I didn't even know what was going on. No, but let me say this. Let me say this. Until you came up, I'm like, well, damn. Is Trademark like that? Is Trademark doing that? Because the only side I heard was his. But then you came up and say, no, Jay Wilson, this is what happened. This is how it went, da, 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 da. And I'm like, well, that sounds credible.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you fine. So Trademark, Had you not come up, it would have been like you were right. It would have been like, well, I thought he was quiet. I thought he was da 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 da.
You know what the sad thing about it is?
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm telling the truth. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, the lies that he actually the biggest lie that he told you, that he said that he didn't give me his phone number. And I was like, damn, I swear I wish I could pull up the email, because that guy got his phone number because he emailed me his phone number.
Mm.
And then, but because it was so long ago, like, you know, I ain't got the patience for that shit to try to find it. But if I get bored on my lunch break tomorrow,
I feel like you're going to get bored on your lunch break tomorrow. For some reason, I believe you're going to bring it up. Because let me tell you something. He said that he did not give you his number. We saw it in the chat. And if you come up with a number, and if it's his, then that would prove that the man is lying. And for some reason, I don't really think you lying on that. I mean, come on, Trey.
If we was on Judge Judy right now, I would beat this case just because of his past.
Mm.
I would beat this case just because. What do you call that when they bring up shit in your past that is more likely than not?
I know what you're talking about.
You see what I'm saying? But if I already like know this, like, then the crazy part is, like, he waited to 3 o'clock in the morning and going Trish her little thing to talk about this.
But they know that you're gonna be asleep, or they think you're gonna be asleep.
But no, God woke me up to let me hear this. I woke up like 3 something in the morning and heard this shit. I mean, and I came right on that bitch when he was saying, "Do y'all know trademark?" I said, "What the fuck?"
Already messing.
And I was like, "What the fuck?" And when look, even when he said the sneakiest shit. Do y'all know trademark? Trademark Fortune dancing in his underwear, and all this type shit. And I was like, boom. And I said, and that's when I kept on saying, I gotta get the courage to hit a link. And I said, I know Jay Wilson when we talking about. Soon as you came on, I heard the first thing I heard was Trademark Fortune. And then that's when Mrs. O said something about me and all that type stuff. And I really didn't like that. And it wasn't nothing like mean or nothing like that. And all this stuff, she said she could ready to go back and find a time stamp of what I said. I know goddamn well when y'all used to talk about that shit, when he's supposed to go visit Roe, and then he wanted to get to go to Baltimore, and y'all was trying to convince him to get a car. That shit ain't had shit to do with me. He had nothing to do with me at all. And if she did mention it and said something about it, because I did say what I was going to do for a backup plan, but it had nothing to do with that. That's why I said it was a misunderstanding. Because I'm quite sure that she couldn't go back and go and find no shit like that. And if she do, you're going to be able to see that it's a misunderstanding. Because I'm
let me say this. Let me say this. Brian, that petty is not working for you. You done posted this man picture on the wall. You done marked his eyes out, but you done posted his picture on the wall. Trademark Fortune don't look bad. He doesn't look bad. But Brian, this is the thing. You told the man his thing was popping all out, and you getting excited about that man's pain. And this is what bothers me with you all. On Mad Day, nobody don't look good. On Mad Day, everybody breath stank. On Mad Day, everybody got bumps on their head. On Mad Day, and what's really funny is, this is why I laugh. I've been on a whole cruise with 50 people, had Labor Day. Ain't nobody said, oh, he had bumps in his head, a bump on his head. But again, y'all take it. But Brian, the bottom line is, you took that picture, you complimented on his picture, and even though you don't think his face looked good, you think his penis looked good. Regardless of what you're saying, I just think it's really interesting how y'all fight and all of this stuff. But you were willing to go down to Baltimore. You were willing to go down to Baltimore.
Goofy ass nigga.
I just think it's very interesting. But again, there's always a pattern. Always a pattern. Always a pattern. And like I said, I'm not for you against you. I just happen to see the pattern. And my thing is, you put that up there with Trademark Fortune, but you Trademark Fortune heard you mention his name and be messy with his name and say these things. Now he gives you a rebuttal, and this is what you want to do. And now Brian wasn't gonna click no link. No, Brian was gonna say that. I think Brian knows that this man is telling the truth.
Yeah, you know I'm telling the truth.
And again, Trademark said, I'm not gonna argue with you, but I'll let that Negro come on up and tell his side of the story. And again, you so quick to click a link, and you don't have to click the link because I got the side of the story, and it is what it is. So whether you come up or not, you have every opportunity to click it, or you can go to Shish Trish or whoever you want to go. Because again, your presence is welcome over here, but it's not needed. And I tell y'all that I appreciate y'all coming over here, but it ain't needed. But one thing I will say is you didn't click the link. You didn't say, nigga, you lying. You didn't click nothing. And the link has been down. Now you can go to Shish Trish, but Trademark said he heard you early in the morning, really trying to come at his character and talk about him, but he mentioned nothing to you except you got mad because of what he said that you probably got mad about. And you don't think the man has a right to say you lying? He's supposed to just be quiet and say nothing?
And I didn't say he was lying. I mean, I said I just don't agree with you. I don't see the story. The story sounded real fishy to me. And I'm big on some Judge Judy shit is if it don't make sense, it ain't true. So
I just don't get it. So my thing is this. And Trademark never said he didn't send the picture. He said if I did, and but the thing is, what did you do when you got the picture? So he sent the picture, right?
He lust.
Okay, but that's what you did, right? You said you weren't about the sex and you weren't about that. That's how you started off with. But did it end that way? I don't think so. Because it became something else. And it's really interesting that, I'm looking at this and I'm like, interesting.
And you know the good thing about this is, since I've done this, like this way I come on my clout chasing, I got like 20 subscribers. Now I'm like to like 1,020 subscribers and shit. I'm like, this shit is cool.
Well, that's what you do. And like I said, I'm appreciative that you clicked on the link because you could have tried to do it on your own. And some people would have went over there.
Put it like this. I would never do nothing like this on my page, even though I got 2 troll pages.
I'm sure.
I would never do this on my page because my page is entertaining. My page, that's all I do is sing, cook, and dance. That's all I do on my page.
Got you.
And that's all I do is take pictures. So I would never, because I don't want no shit like that on my page because that's not what people know me for. That's why I never try to get that involved in the beef sector. I said, if you find me, you find me. If you like what I do, you like what I do. If you want to go to my Instagram, that'd be even better. I'm friends with at least 25 people from you. It's from the beef sector over there on my Instagram. Motherfuckers, I don't even know.
I got you. Like I said, and I'm not, let me say this too. As you can see, I don't even have an issue that you cool with Rico. I really don't. I mean, it is what it is. I really don't. I mean, yeah, I just my thing was, what happened with the ODS thing, and then all of a sudden people came over and said, well, Brian did this with Trademark and said, that happened, this happened. I'm like, what? And then of course
he just wanted a storyline. So I guess he just wanted a storyline so bad because it behooves me to like even understand why he even said anything. Why the fuck you said something? Like I told you, I really believe because Rico knew that I was itching to tell this story. And I said, because I know how Rico is. That's why I called Rico before I came to you. So I didn't look like a fool to say, Rico, did you tell him I was getting ready to come out with this story or I was itching to come out with it? Rico was like, nah, I ain't never do nothing like that. And me and Rico was, yeah, if he did, he would have said he done it. And that's when I was like, damn, he just came. I said, it must was something in this energy, knowing that he was getting on my motherfucking nerves.
Wow, it was deep though. But I did have a chance to talk with Honest Rowe, and Honest Rowe.
I always wondered. I swear to God, I used to always wonder, did he tell Honest Rowe? I used to always wonder that, and I used to always think that he did tell Honest Rowe and probably showed them my ding-a-ling pictures and all that type shit.
But let me say this: Honest Rowe is a pretty stand-up guy,
yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, I'm cool with each other.
Yeah, Honest Rowe just did not like Brian going really that dark with him when it came to the Aladdin situation. And Brian brought up that Rowe brought up his sister. And I'm like, well, did that warrant that? Because he was more concerned about you. And he did mention your sister was sick. He didn't say what she was sick for. He didn't mention the diagnosis. He didn't mention your sister's name. And you lost all of that. And then you went right on over there and did what you did. Now, I'm going to say this. Brian was cool when Rowe was standing up to other people. He enjoyed that shit. But then when Rowe turned the cards on him and he couldn't control Rowe or Rowe spoke his mind, then that became a problem. It became a problem. And you giving Rowe all of this confidence, but maybe Rowe had confidence to say what he needed to say to you as well. It's a lot of things that's
I remember that time when he came on your fucking platform and put Honest Rowe business out, said that Honest Rowe was telling him about somebody who he had sex with, and he got aroused by it. And he knew goddamn well when Honest Rowe told him that shit, he wasn't trying to rouse him. He was telling him like that was his good Judy. You know how good Judies talk about shit like that.
But maybe he wanted people to believe that Rowe was interested in him, and that's why Rowe told the story.
Yes. That's what I kept on saying. Like, that's one thing
maybe that's the case with you sending him that picture. Maybe he felt that, well, this Negro trying to holler at me.
He knew how the hell he thought I was trying to holler at him, because when I sent him the picture, we didn't talk for a while. I sent him the picture that got him notice of me to make him start looking at my videos, and maybe a couple weeks later he started sharing my videos and all that type shit. No, he started sharing my videos, and that's when I sent him the pic. Once he starts sharing my videos.
Notice when he shares stuff out or when he starts liking people, shit falls apart, just like the Tommy and Castro thing. I mean, it's just really weird, but like I said, it's I don't know. I don't know. It's always a love to hate the situation. It's always like he sabotages things, and it's like, it's really interesting. Yeah, it is weird to me. And like, I told him, you can never say anything that I told you was out of maliciousness or to sabotage you, because everything that I've told you has either proven itself to be right or XYZ. And I just find it really interesting. He even came after Rowe because he felt that Rowe shared information with me about his dad. And I'm like, dude, you came up here and you talked about your father. Rowe said nothing, but you were willing to attack Rowe, not even checking in with Rowe to see if Rowe said that. But you are so paranoid and delusional, you started attacking Rowe. You must have talked to Honest Rowe, because how all of a sudden you knew this. And you don't realize I just spent 12 hours with my dad driving him to Atlanta and driving him back. So again, me and my dad talked about a lot of stuff. And I mean, it just came up at that particular point. Rowe said nothing about anything. I don't even talk to Rowe like that. You know what I'm saying? Rowe and I talked when I was coming to Virginia because I wanted to visit with him, meet him, and all of that stuff. But Rowe will tell you, I don't be reaching out to folk like that. I don't do that. I just don't. because I'm not heavily engaged and involved with people like that. I'm not trying to find your personal business. I don't think I asked Ro anything personally. It was either about YouTube, Light, and it was really funny because Ro and I were actually eating at the restaurant. We wanted to go on, but I think the restaurant may have had something where you couldn't get internet. But baby, we sat like next to some stud lesbians, and that lesbian came over and we started chit chatting and all of this stuff, and they was trying to set Ro up. I'm like, y'all set my friend up, and I mean it was really nice. We had a really good time, and it was to the point where Ro will tell you I'm a social person. I will we started chit chatting and all of this, and they were like, "Give me another." I'm like, "Yeah, hook my friend up." So me and Ro had a damn good time. I mean, it was nothing shady. I cannot tell you anything negative about Ro. I can't say that Ro did this. It was nothing but a good time. And that's it. Now I know some people tried to make some stuff out of it, talking about I left my man for Ro. No, that was not the case.
So I know you already had that little vacation thing, and I even said that I should go, but I know you said you want to have it a certain place and you want to announce it and shit. And it's like I was saying, like I was speaking to other people, and I was like, if it's not on water, because I'm like I get real seasick and shit because I wanted to go on James' little cruise. But it's like I don't really like that water shit. But if it's gonna be on some motherfucking,
You gonna be able to go to Jaycation. Jaycation is gonna be off the chain, and it's not gonna be early in the year. It's gonna be later on in the year, so people can get their coins together and come. And Jaycation is gonna be very nice. And if you want to come, you will be able to come because it's gonna be really nice. I can't tell you where it's going to be because I can't let anybody know until the 1st of January. But we gonna have a good time. It's not gonna be in Belize. It's not gonna be in New York. I can tell you that right
I
now.
was actually I already put a guess on where I think it. Matter of fact, so you should have that type of a contest. See who can guess where it's going to be, and if the person get it right, if you get it right, you get a free trip. If you don't get it correctly right, whoever come the closest within miles.
Now you got to get it right. You got to get it right.
Okay.
But that's good. I don't know if I would promise a trip, but we would have a special gift for the person. Because let me tell you something with me, Trademark, and this is why I tell people: under promise and over deliver. I'm not gonna promise anything that we can't get. I'm just real with that. I just don't like to over promise and then under deliver. I would rather
I
you
like
think
functions. Like I used to always hear about Sean Bradley and his trips, and his trips always seemed like they were doing something. Like I don't want to go anywhere where we're just sitting up in a fucking hotel or we're just sitting up in each other's motherfucking face. I want us to have an itinerary. Like on Monday, we're going to do this, and then after we do this, I can roll out and I see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, what happened with the first Labor Day event, we had too much planned. So we had to scale back, because we had a lot of stuff planned. I mean, we had a lot.
That was that trip where they was talking about when you took them over Tracy House, so drove past that.
Yeah, that was that trip. But but the itinerary was tight. And again, because we we under promise but over deliver, and we collected a lot of coins from that trip, and that's why the people ate free. And when I tell you, and people want to joke the venues, but these were soul food restaurants, and the whole focus was Black businesses. Every business we went to, they were Black owned because we wanted to put that money into Black businesses. I had a focus. I mean, I could have went to nicer places and stuff, but that was not the focus. The theme was Black businesses.
I ain't see me myself. I ain't no real bourgeois type of dude.
Well, but it wasn't even that. And so we helped the Black businesses, but the thing is, nobody paid for anything. no drinks, no desserts, no nothing. Everything was taken care of. If you were a participant, your food was taken care of. If you got a drink or dessert, it was taken care of. So I felt good about that. When we went on the cruise, I mean, I could have chosen a celebrity or a virgin, but I'm like, some of these people have never been on a cruise. And I'm like, I need them to enjoy the cruise. I need a turned up cruise. And that's why we chose Carnival. Baby, I didn't choose Carnival because Carnival was the most upper echelon of cruises. I chose Carnival because it was an entry level cruise, and baby, the black people was gonna cut up, and baby, the black people cut up, and we had a damn good time. So again, people started going on cruises. So my thing is, I'm a practical person. Can I be opulent? Yeah, but only if I want to. If I want to do something special for me, I will do it. But that's the exception, not the rule. So when I went shopping that time, and y'all saw me at Marshalls, you saw me at J.C. Penney's. I went to a lot. I went to Nordstrom's today. I'm scouting on the clothes because I know on January 1st it's gonna be 65 to 75% off. I ain't gonna buy nothing right now. I'm waiting till January 1st when they got to get rid of that inventory. So that's what I do. But I have to think, who's going to be on this trip? I'm always cognizant of people's pocketbook. They wallet. Everybody don't have what somebody have. So I'll let the people be opulent and stuff. I don't need that. It's about friends, fellowship, and fun. And that's all I could promise people. Did we meet? Yes. Did we fellowship? Yes. Did we have fun? You better believe we had fun. So I don't get caught up in, oh, y'all took the Greyhound or the cruise ships. Okay, but we went. We went. We went. And let me say this trademark, 50 people went. How many? 50. 50 people went, and they only had 3 to 4 months to get their shit in. And they went. So again, you can't you can't cap that event down. You can't shade that event because we had 50 folk that went. Now I'm sure somebody will top it one day, but that one day hasn't come. And maybe, Trace, you might do it, and that's fine. I don't care about that, but my thing is 50. We have always made money on our vacations, and we didn't have to scam or gyp anybody to do it.
Yo, they be like taking people money and say they going on trips and they don't go. But here's the hit though, and this is another thing y'all do in the beef sector, within the beef sector. Y'all believe anything somebody else say out there got their mouth. Like, you know how people say, I just got the Cash App. Show that shit. I want to see it.
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing with the Cash App situation. Like right now, we have $1,776 in the pot for the banner competition. And people like, show me. I ain't showing you shit. Because at the end of the day, when the person say you won, when I say that person won, they going to get their Cash App. Trust me, because if they don't, I wouldn't hear the last of it. And see, this is what's going to have to happen. The person's going to have to come on, and we're going to make sure they get that Cash App right then and there so they can say, yes, I got it.
I think Richard Khan going to win if she be in it.
Who?
Ness.
If she has a good banner, because she ain't contributed. Hold on, she ain't contributed shit. You hear me? She ain't contributed shit, so she should. See, now, like a Binarity could not enter because Binarity actually contributed around by like $200 to $300. So, that would be a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
So, but we have that pot, and the pot is ready. And people are like, you spending that money, and all that money right there. That money is right in that pot. It is right in that pot. So I can't wait till the first so I can get my half. But the first ain't here yet.
Yeah, but like the way
Jay, I'm in the Moultrie area. They just dropped some tea, sir. Well, what did they drop the tea about, baby? Because I'm not Mo3. It's a lady named Asia. They sang her and Ness together. What you mean by her and Ness together? What you mean? Are like they together, like plotting behind the scenes, or are they together because they love us or something? What do you mean by together? I'm very specific. What you mean by together? What you mean by together? Are they walking hand in hand like her and Heidi? That's interesting. That's very
Hey,
interesting.
don't you know how y'all be saying like he's a part of the ride or die, or I remember Ness called me a Trey Joy kid and shit. Like, how do you become a ride or die?
No, we'll ride or lives. We ain't dying with nobody. We'll live with you, but
Okay,
we
all
ain't
right,
dying
my
with you.
bad. Well, how do you become a rider live? Like you only a rider live if they become a member or if they listen to
It's
you.
an attitude. The rider lives just have an attitude.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can't say who's definitely a rider. Well, yes, I can. There's some people who've been with me for a long time. But if you show up and if you believe in some of the concepts, if you believe that I will ride and live with you, but I ain't down with nobody, meaning that I'm not going to co-sign your shit if it's wrong, or I'm not going to tell you to fight. I'm not going to do anything that's going to cause you to go to jail or da da da. Then you kind of a ride or live. Hell, trademark, you can be a ride or live because if you gonna ride with me
on the for real, I averagely like I'm pretty much subscribed to everybody, and that's something that I think all y'all bigger content creators should do. If someone listen to you all the time, regardless if you don't listen to them, subscribe to them motherfuckers.
You know what? I subscribe to people. I do. I do. I subscribe to a lot of smaller content creators.
And I think they should like do shit like that and just make sure they just subscribe just because like I'm subscribed to everybody and I don't even listen to motherfuckers like that. Whereas though they might have said something. They might have said something they might have talked about something 3 years ago that I liked. They ain't say nothing since then. But I don't never unsubscribe to you because of that.
Yeah.
Because at one time you did catch my attention.
Okay. I mean, some people I don't subscribe to because I don't really watch them. And, it depends on what it is. Some people I do. Pastor, will you ever bring back the gentleman's panel? They really ain't needed. Let me say this, y'all. I don't know if I want to do a gentleman's panel again because when it don't become fun anymore, it's time to let it go. And about time the gentleman panel was I was ready to go. That's why I didn't fight. That's why I'm like, okay, and I moved on.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
But I knew about it. I didn't really watch it like that, but I knew about it. Like I hear about all the little stuff that y'all went through, but I wouldn't say to do it on a weekly basis. But just how when shows goes off the air, but then they'll have that special episode of the Brady Bunch got married. I would do some shit like that.
Yeah, we may come together again. I think we can come together again and do some things.
And even if here's my thing, even if it's new people, it don't have to be. It don't have to be the same people anymore.
It couldn't be. It couldn't be the same people anymore because some people are not allowed to go to certain areas. So it couldn't be the same people anymore.
Right. I mean, it's like, yeah, I think that would be like cool because I'll be listening to y'all when they be saying who talented this shit. Like just because you can cuss a motherfucker out, I mean, I guess that's talented, but if you want to press me, go on that Nick. What's the dude name that was married to Mariah Carey?
Oh, Nick Cannon.
Yeah, go on his show and doing the Wild and Out, and I will be more impressed than there because y'all talking about people, y'all looking at me in that face and all that shit. But like that shit, not like that shit. That's to me, that's not something that I would say. That what can you do outside of that? Because to be honest, if you ain't got people like Brian telling all his motherfucking business, and you ain't got people like Castro and Tommy fighting and doing all that shit online, you wouldn't have nothing to talk about. Like, I would want to challenge everybody for 1 week and come on.
You know what though? The OB sector would definitely have something to talk about because most of us was doing the Housewives reviews. And then when the Queen's Court came on with Kaya and T.S. Madison, we started doing those reviews. So we've always done something different because we didn't start off as the beef sector as we know it now. It evolved from a lot of the split between Nakai and T.S. Madison thing. Now, one thing I will say again, T.S. Madison didn't found the beef sector, but the beef sector came into play because of that. There were some people who were doing some things and knew each other way before I even got in, but we just absolutely came together. It was like the perfect storm, and boom, here we are. People came from different walks of life. It was really interesting on the cruise ship. We asked everybody how they found, Jay Wilson in the beef sector, and you wouldn't believe who somebody found through this. Or I was watching Alexander Rogers and happened to see XYZ, and that's how I came in. So people came in different ways, and I don't think one person can claim beef sector or one person can say, well, it was us, because everybody came in at one point in period of time. I just look at certain things, but I do question some people who want to give history and they haven't been here. One thing about the old people who came through, they either was a moderator, they stood in the beef sector long enough to know what they were really talking about before they came in. These people now, missionaries went to go get them, and they just catching up. They just catching up. But I just look at people and move on. That's why I was talking to Octavius. I'm like, what are you talking about? No, that's not quite how that happened. Or no, that's not quite, you're looking at that vantage point from this person. And truth be told, quiet be kept, Wiley wasn't even first string beef sector. Wiley came in with Armand Wiggins, and the beef sector was way, 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 way in existence and going back before he even came on. Because we were actually, like I said, uploading videos and doing some things like that. So even with that, there are some second string people, and so I just look at it that way. But anyway, now I will say Boss Lady New York, definitely. She's not doing things anymore, but definitely.
You know who I used to like a long time ago, but I don't know if I don't think Sean Bradley and I'm like the lady named Nicole, and she used to have a big gap in her tooth.
Oh, you talking about Nicole Tyler?
Yeah, I used to like her because she used to do her little videos and shit.
Oh, she was hilarious.
Yeah, and then I know she got into some shit, and then I remember somebody stole something from her.
Nicole Tyler, is she even first? She's not first string B sector, but she came in. She's definitely OG though. Nicole, we used to call her Sexy Clean.
Yeah.
And I used to call her Pentecostal Pantyhose because she was at that VFW shaking that thing like she was Shaka Khan and she was at the Palladium. And then she did that little video with that little boy with that aluminum foil outfit on. Oh my God, we had some good times. It was a lot of people. Simply Trey was not first line B sector, but Simply Trey came in with his crazy self. Oh my God, he was hilarious. It was a lot.
I used to like the Wrench. That just used to be my buddy, the Wrench.
Oh, the Wrench. The Wrench. Then you have it was a lot of people. Oh God, it was a guy who used to come on. I can't think of his name. He used to have earrings in his nose, and he seemed like he was depressed at times. But he would come on. Oh, I can't think of his name, you all. But he was first line beef sector. I mean, but I can't think of his name. I never forget because he had the piercing in his nose. And I can't think of his name right now, but I can see his face, and he would cam up. But it was a lot of people. First line that's no longer on and stuff. So
I remember you was beefing with that dude because that's when I first came around. That's
you talking about Larry Nelson?
And and I remember he blocked me because I remember y'all had some type of suit challenge and who dressed the best. And
yes, I remember that. Oh yes,
and I remember I had to tell him this shit look country.
And
and I remember I only had 52 subscribers, and he said, I'm not answering you. You don't have enough subscribers, and he blocked me.
Baby, Larry Nelson was a contradiction. First of all, he hated the gays, then he liked the gays, then he hated the gays, and then the gays stood next to his side. Baby, that's when he was pressing them teeth together and them gums started bleeding. I ain't gonna ever forget that. And then that Vonnie Vaughn, and can I say this, y'all? I ain't trying to be funny again, but Larry, Vonnie Vaughn, and what's that man name? What's the man name? Who lives in the Dominican Republic? I can't think of that man's name. Somebody help me with that man. What's that man's name, y'all? Oh, he used to hang with Vonnie Vaughn and Larry. Y'all know him. Oh my God. But if you know him, call his name out. Oh God. Okay. But what's really interesting is Larry, that man, and Vonnie Vaughn. And Larry told me that they would get together and plot how they was gonna come against me. Nate, that's his name, Nate. They would plot against me and I'd see how they were gonna come against me. And I thought that was very interesting. And then later on, they wound up fighting against each other. Baby, Bashful B. Woo, Bashful B. Oh my God, Bashful B used to have me in stitches with them funeral home pictures. Baby, hey y'all, this Bashful B, y'all. Ooh, that Bashful B. And his eyes be looking up like he looking to Jesus. Baby, Bashful B was hilarious. Hilarious. Oh
Now,
God, I remember Bashful B.
now I don't know him from here. I know him from Facebook.
Okay.
I knew him before. I think when I seen him on YouTube, I was like, "Don't I know you from Facebook?" And that's how I always knew him. Like I knew him that he put it like this. He cool, but we like always say good morning to each other and like all that type of stuff. Like
Maybe they ate him up though when they had the hurricane and all that tree stuff. Man,
I
you know, these
remember
people in
that.
the B sector ain't no good because baby. Bashful B said, "I'm moving on with my life." Bashful B, it was a lot of people. It was a lot of people
Hey,
back then and there.
what was your like? If you had to have the top five beefs in the beef sector, would you say your favorite beef? Like that was your favorite like fallout of the whole beef sector. Like if you don't mind saying like who it was.
No, Boss Lady, New Jersey. Now it was a good beef. I would be crazy not to say Larry Nelson. That was a really epic beef. Tim Blaine always gonna be an epic beef. That was funny.
I think matter of fact, I remember Tim Blaine when I first came around, and I remember when they first started doing lives, and that was at the point where the Kaya and Monique and T.S. Madison thing was going on. And
Mhm.
Monique from Baltimore, and he always used to say bad stuff about her, and I would like take up for her. And I remember one day I went to go type in this chat, and I couldn't see it. And I remember I asked someone, I say, "Hey, if I type in somebody's chat and it keep disappearing, what that mean?" They say you're blocked.
Yeah. Me and Shelly, that was an epic thing. And the only thing that kept me and Shelly without, is the T.S. Madison thing. But I'm gonna tell you, uh, that's an interesting story too. That's all I'm gonna say. That's an interesting story as well. I think it's just really interesting. Those are the ones that I remember for the most part.
And don't you know how y'all be saying they got the beef sector too?
Mhm.
Like you know how y'all be talking about the other beef sector?
What B sector? Oh, you talking about B sector adjacent?
Yeah, like me, I think they should get a new. I remember when they first started. I always because it used to be so many people. I used to call it the Mo Beef 3 sector.
Well, it's a lot of things. It's almost like the pharaohs and when the Hyksos took over Egypt. Yeah, they were Egyptians, but they were mixed Egyptians. They weren't the Nubians. So I don't know. I look at it kind of like their beef sector, but it's all
Yeah, no, to
so.
me, it's like to me, I look at them like they're the bold and the beautiful. I look at it like they came up with a whole new story, and you know how on the Bold and the Beautiful they might snatch some players from the Young and the Restless, and they
Mhm.
snatched up Ness.
They may have. I look at it
And,
like a housing
it's
development,
yeah.
and I look at it like my housing development here. The first houses were built by Armadillo and Bella Vista Homes, and they were really solid. But then they finished it up with KB Homes, and it's like, okay, they all right, but the design is a little flat, and yeah.
Actually, I like when they started that little shit. I really liked it. With me, would fuck their whole thing up when they did the Vegas trip. That was like the part of the storyline that fell. You see what I'm saying? When once they did the Vegas trip. But before that, leading up to the Vegas trip, I was waiting for that shit to come on. And it's like all that shit happened and they went in the boy computer and all. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know. It was it was different. You're right. Like the Sean Bradleys, my trip, those trips were good trips.
I really had wanted that
Those trips were not
show
struggle.
shit to
Those
go
trips were
off.
not struggle trips.
Yeah.
They
I
weren't
really
struggle
wanted
trips.
that show shit to go off because like I used to tell my friends about that shit. I was like, yo, if they really make it, they can be like because they already like a reality show
The
now.
show could have been nice, but I just think that there were some things, and you can't operate in bad faith. My thing is, I was saying that if nothing comes about it, I got my free hotel, I got a free trip. That's how I looked at it. But I got tired because I felt that we were being jerked. And I think, yeah, it was
I just put it like this. I just thought it was some cool shit for
it was
someone to
good. I
take
think it would
for
have
for
been really
for some
good had they done it.
yeah for
Huh?
someone to even just take notice to
Yeah.
like do some shit like that. Because for real, the beef sector is not all that big for real, for
Yeah.
real. You see what I'm
Had,
saying?
had people been in good faith, I think it would have really worked. But Sean wanted to be Carlos King. I felt like he was trying to be Carlos King. And what really happened and what people started doing is we were told that we were gonna meet these people to resolve issues. So we had issues and we were gonna resolve the issues. Well, hell, we did that on our own when we got there. But you know, Sean was bringing up everybody else's issues, but he wasn't bringing up his. And a lot of people, did not like Sean, who was
Wasn't he like the
actually there.
executive? Wasn't he playing the role like one of the executive producers?
Well, Ty was the thing. Ty was the person, but it was almost like Sean
But
was
wasn't he
trying
a,
to be
was
Carlos King, huh?
wasn't he a person too? Because he the one pulled it all together and got chalked.
He got the people together, but
So he's like the
don't
associate
don't
producer.
don't say that we're gonna talk about our issues, but you never brought up yours, or you never talked about your issues with XYZ or your issues with this, and this. It was always about other content creators, and the content creators started saying, "Well, what's your issues? Why aren't you talking about it?" And I think people started saying, okay, this man trying to be Carlos King, and we see what's going on. You being messy, but you ain't talking about your stuff, and you're trying to be the facilitator or do X, Y, Z. And I think that kind of set some people off to say, nah, we see what's going on. Jay, when you get off, check your wall. I left a link. Oh, okay. I like when
Look,
viewers of you and Pastor used to go at it. Oh, baby. Oh,
that's the lady who colored in the book, right?
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. 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 Let me say this. I like views of you though. I do like Miss Pam. I do. Y'all, I can fight with people, but I really don't hate people. And I like viewers of you. I like her. I don't dislike people. I don't really dislike people. I remember when a content creator called me and we were on the phone and he brought up Timothy Blaine. And I mean, I'm like, I really don't have an issue with that man. Well, why don't he like you? I don't know why. This is what he said. But at the end of the day, I really don't have an issue with him. I just think it's funny, but I really don't. And I left it at that because what they really wanted with me to go off and talk about him, but I really don't dislike anybody on here. I really don't dislike Sean Bradley. I really don't dislike a lot of people on here. Now, I will say this though, and this goes back to the gentleman's panel again. For the life of me, I cannot understand captivating Christians disdain because I didn't do anything to captivating Christian at all. And that was really weird. And so the only thing I said, well, thank you for your service. And then he got offended because I said that. And all I was doing is saying thank you. I don't know if he thought I was going to be pissed off because he was leaving, but I was ready to go at that time too. And I just thought it was really off that he all of a sudden had an issue. And I'm like, for what? Now, I don't know if he and Conscious TV had anything going on. I don't really know. There were some things that I didn't quite agree with that Conscious TV was trying to push. But let me say this. Sometimes God will end stuff because it could have been much worse if the plans that were planned were executed.
How long did the show last?
The show lasts for a pretty good piece of time, and we had different people. I don't know. It was a long time. It was the longest panel that we actually did it every Thursday. I think it was the longest one that I've seen. But you know, it was really interesting. And I'm gonna say it, and I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. I don't have to lie about it. I know people gonna try to spin the narrative, but I felt that the gentleman's panel had to be different as far as the pay. I felt that it shouldn't be concentrated where one person doles out the money. I saw what happened to Grand Central Station, which is Joyce. And I thought Joyce and Dazzle and Billie Jean and what's that boy's name who was in New Orleans? I can't think of his name, but I thought that was good. But the money situation kind of derailed some things. So I felt that the gentleman's panel should be everybody would have the panel on their particular platform. Now, whatever money you made in cash apps and all of that stuff, that was your business. That was your pay. So it kept everything to the point where you had to work your mojo. We pretty much told people where it was going to be. And so you were working it. So nobody had to worry about the money because what you did on your channel, that's yours. So if you made $1,000, I don't have nothing to do with that. That's yours. You know, so it made it fair. So Conscious TV wanted to centralize everything, and he wanted the money to be in one pot. I didn't agree with it. I'm like,
and that's what I was getting ready to say, because I can actually see someone saying that, because to be totally honest, the reason why I couldn't keep up with the gentleman's panel, because I wasn't down with everyone at that time. I only knew you.
mm-hmm.
I remember Trey Lane was on there for a short period of time, and he was on there, and you know, and I was, and y'all, I remember y'all kept switching. You know, it's almost like,
well, it would go to the person's panel. But see, now you're right. A lot of people didn't rock with folks. Yeah, but see, that's the whole thing, though. So let me tell you the advantages of the gentleman's panel, how we did it. The advantage of it is that everybody could do their own platform how they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody could make their money. Everybody had the autonomy to do what they wanted to do, which I thought was really cool. And so I thought that was great. And then if you were a smaller channel, you could get more eyes over because a lot of people would come over to see, right? So that's the advantage. The disadvantage of it is it was moved around. So you would have to know who was going to be doing the gentleman's panel from day to day. So that's what Conscious TV was talking about. But the money situation, and I'm like, look, you know, I'm not on with that. But Conscious TV, I guess, talked to a few of the guys, and I'm like, okay, because I didn't want to be seen as not a team player or XYZ. But before we could even get to that, because Cap was actually getting some stuff together with the page, before we could even do that, people left. And so when Cap left, he let me know he was leaving. And I said, I think it was a text. It was a text. And I'm like, well, hey, man, I appreciate you. Thank you for your service. What do you mean? Thank you. You're not my. He had an attitude with that. And I'm like, where's this coming from? And so I thought that was really weird, but I let it go because I was tired. I was ready to let it go too, because, I think my biggest thing is when I was going to my college homecoming and I was on the gentleman's panel that Thursday as I was driving to Virginia. And I'm like, I said, this is getting to be too job like. And so I was ready. I was ready to let it go. And I think some people really wanted to, think that I don't know if they wanted me to beg them, but I'm going to tell you the only person who did not want to let it go and they really fought for it was the official King Payne. And he really wanted to continue it. And you got to remember the official King Payne was doing that show. He was doing that show out of California. So, he really wanted to keep it going, and we would shout it out, but I was tired. But official King Payne really wanted to keep going. He really wanted to. So, yeah. Well, Trademark, man, I'm getting ready to go to bed, man. But I really appreciate you clicking on the link. I really appreciate you straightening this up of why you think what happened and all of that stuff, because I really didn't know. And like I said, we'll see, because that person said they're gonna go back on Shish Trish channel and tell the girls that you was lying. So I'm sure that he's gonna do that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And hopefully, if you're really bored at work, you find that email with the phone number. It would be really interesting. I wouldn't say put the phone number out, but mark out the last 4 numbers, the last 2 numbers, or what have you, because again, that person don't have any issue putting your picture out on his page. I don't know if you went to see his page, but it's on his community wall.
Like that on the For Real, like if he put a picture of me, like I'm that comfortable in the way I look. If you put some messed up picture and distorted it or whatever, it's like that's not going to bother me. Like
he put your picture on, but he just darked out your eyes so he wouldn't get a strike.
Yeah, like I don't even know how to do all that type shit, but like that's put it like that on the For Real. On the For Real, I ain't even chasing this shit no more. We're done.
Yeah,
like
it's just really interesting.
Yeah, everybody say the whole thing is like, I'm done with this shit. It's over with. I said what the fuck I said, and it's like, how dare you want to say what you want to say about me, and I can't say nothing back, nigga. Fuck you.
I just think that you should be able to have your recourse to say what you want to say back. And my thing is, you heard it. It's not secondhand. You heard it firsthand because you were up and you happened to hear your name at that time and what he said, and you listened to it. So you heard it and you responded. And I think that some people may not think that you were supposed to respond, but I think you have a right to respond. And so, and I'm glad that you came over here, clicked the link and responded. And I think you did what you needed to do. And I appreciate you coming over. You didn't have to come over here. So I appreciate you clicking on the link, coming over, letting everybody know what the real deal was. All I'm saying is that, he said that you're not telling the truth. You're saying, no, I am telling the truth. I'm not trying to make the mind up for the people, but a lot of people believe you because of the timeline and stuff. But, unless he has something different, but I look at the evidence, I look at character witnesses, I look at a lot of stuff and what people have done in the past. So that's my thing.
And like on the For Real, like I said, he need to chill the fuck out. On the For Real. He need to chill out. Like I don't want to hear like nothing he say, because I know I ain't lying about nothing. Ain't nothing I said was twisted, and everything what I said was true. He had to come out with this shit. You know what I mean? He had to do that shit.
Well, he did it because I guess he wanted some clicks of you. I don't know.
And then my whole thing, and then you want to just like do that shit early in the fucking morning, like, and just sit up there and fucking lie. The fuck is wrong with you? The shit was it was a hush hush thing. You know what I mean? And the more I used to hear y'all talking, I used to always say to myself, I ducked the real motherfucking I ducked the bullet on that one.
Well,
So
you
I'm
see
like,
now.
and that's why, and I always say, and maybe nobody don't pay me attention, but every time we say he ready to go somewhere, I always say, no, he ain't. He ain't going nowhere. You see what I'm saying? And like he said, you know, it's what the fuck ever and shit, man. So what time is it where you at?
It's actually 9:17, so I'm getting ready to lay it down. But I really appreciate you, Pastor. Hit him with that Shawnee O'Neal.
Oh no, I
Thank you
got to
for your
say this.
services.
I got
Okay.
to say this before I go.
Okay.
Like, you always be singing church songs, like real old songs, and there's one song that I've been waiting for at least over 2 years. And I was like, he will never hit this song. And I said I was never going to tell you, but I'm gonna tell you now. You know the old church song called "I Made a Vow"?
I made a vow to
Yeah,
the
right. And
Lord.
you know how you be breaking into songs and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, break into that song and shit. Like, don't do it now, you know, but
I'm
break
not
into
gonna do it now.
but break into that song for me one day.
Okay, well, at least I know that's what you know that because there's a lot of old songs when you grew up with that, you know them, most of all of them. But I know what you're saying, and you know what, hit him with the Shawnee O'Neal. I didn't even know Shawnee O'Neal said that, but I was just thanking him because he did. Everybody served. We served the community. So yes, but trademark, I'm gonna do that. But you know, my favorite one is I will make the darkness light before thee. What is wrong, I'll make right before thee. All thy battles I will fight before thee, and the high place I'll bring down. That's my favorite.
Yeah, like
That's my favorite.
like I grew up in church, but I just never was churchy. I just went to church because I had to go with my grandmother, and you know, once she passed away, ain't nobody go to church no more.
Well,
But I
I was
remember,
churchy because I could play a keyboard, and
right?
so
No, and I was
yeah.
going to say, like, and all my uncles played. Like all my uncles, my uncle Nelson Fortune, he played with the War Singers. I remember when Andre Crouch and Shirley Caesar came to the Baltimore Civic Center back in the 70s. Andre Crouch came over our house.
You came to that Fortune Man in Houston.
But look, and that's because, matter of fact, my uncle, he played with this band, and matter of fact, they got nominated for one of those gospel awards. I forgot whatever the main gospel award, and they got nominated for best new artist. They had a song called "Straddle the Fence."
Mm.
It was a funny little gospel song,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember we used to ask him because the dude James Fortune, that's my uncle name. His name James Fortune, and he looked like us.
Well,
And I was
James
like,
Ford, they have a Fortune in Houston. He's a big gospel artist.
right, and I would get ready to say, and like most of the fortunes,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, especially if they dark skinned.
No, he ain't dark.
Yeah, I would say most of the fortunes are real dark men. The
Mm-hmm.
only way they wasn't dark is if the fortune man messed with a light skinned female.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Well,
but my whole family was like into the gospels, like that's what's their life. But
look at James Fortune. James Fortune is out of Houston.
okay, yeah, I seen him before. Because I asked my mom, I was like, is he some kin to us?
James Fortune is out of Houston. He has a little sketchy past, but he's out of
Yeah.
Houston. He's still singing. But James Fortune, he's out of Houston, Texas. And it's funny that you mentioned it because he is definitely a fortune. And that's very it's a very unusual name. Everybody ain't a fortune. So I just think that's really interesting. Y'all probably related because it's just, yeah, that's just not a common name. So, but he's out of Houston, Texas.
Yeah, that's cool.
We know Yolanda and all of them. So yeah. Well, trademark, man, I'm getting ready to call it a night. But thank you for coming on. Thank y'all for coming on. Hit that like button, share. And you have a good night, sir. And I appreciate you for coming over.
All right, you be good.
You too. Bye.
All right.